Give everybody a little text. We'll wait a couple minutes. Do you want to talk about the Phasmophobia stuff first before we talk about like what we all did? Okay. Alright. Hey, Kevin.
Hello.
Kevin, everybody's late.
Yep.
As you know.
Remember how I had that whole different interface last time? It's gone now.
Yeah, I don't know what the hell that was about, man.
I couldn't remember if this was 10:30 or 11, and then I missed either, so it didn't matter.
10:30. I think next week's 11. That's when
Gotcha.
Z will be in Texas.
Yeah.
Texted him earlier and he's like, "Oh yeah, I might be able to hop on because I'm trying to set up the PlayStation and get it on and stuff." I'm like, okay. Look at that. Nobody's here. The only person who's read my message is you, Kevin.
Yep.
Everybody last seen at 7:47 and 7:56. They're all dead.
Alright. Let's just go.
Want to talk about the Phasmophobia thing first?
Not really.
Why?
Didn't play it.
Oh. Well, Kat wants to talk about it.
Okay.
So. I think this is more just thoughts. Well, go ahead, Kat. Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, already started. Yeah, no, it's a messy. Z is the one who starts these and introduces us.
Fault.
I'm not starting this. He said he would be here unless he would say something. But for some reason, even though the man's job and life is tied to phones, he doesn't know how to text. It makes no sense. I don't get it. I can't wait until like we start at 11 and then everybody shows up at 11:05 or 11:10, 11:20. Like, yeah, it's like whatever.
Oh, no.
It's all right. Kevin had a good excuse.
Oh, what did he say?
What's your excuse first, and then I'll let you know what Kevin's was. You think I'm gonna let you steal it?
I was peeling some oranges.
All right, I'll
For my dinner.
I'll let that slide.
I'll let that slide. Kevin, what the hell? Why'd we both repeat that?
We both feel the same way. I mean, come on.
Kevin couldn't remember if this was 10:30 or 11.
Oh.
And he showed up at 10. He showed up at like 10:30, anyways.
10:32. Yeah, I got that. I got my gaming table today. I think I sent a picture to this chat.
Yeah, you did. You did.
Giant
so
box.
I was getting rid
saw.
of. Yeah, I was getting rid of the boxes. So
okay.
then I'm like, oh fuck.
Should have kept the boxes.
What was that?
Should have kept the boxes.
I mean, technically, I still have them.
So the first thing you said was a lie.
Oh.
I mean, it depends on your definition of getting rid of the boxes. The boxes are no longer in the room that we're beside the table open.
They're no longer in the room with us?
No. I sent them to a different room.
The room outside.
Guantanamo Bay.
Oh.
Now that the cat's boxes.
That's what I was saying. That's you shouldn't get rid of them for the cats. All right. Anyways,
the one that wasn't in the photograph, that
Yeah.
has all like the legs and like extra pieces and shit. Oh yeah. That's a huge
I
one.
forgot it came in 2 boxes. So weird. Well, anyways, Kat, you wanted to talk about Phasmophobia? The floor is yours.
I'll get off it.
Yeah, you did. Is that all you wanted to say on it? Or... Oh, okay. All right. Sure. Cool. All right. Well, guess we'll start with what we did. Also, everybody, welcome to Crafting a Chat. These episode, whatever the fuck I put, 245, I think. Today's March 11th. The usual host is not here. We assume he's been murdered. Tune in next week. We'll find out.
Body is in Texas.
Well, it wouldn't be unless that'd be weird if we shipped him there after we found out he was murdered. It's like he's getting in that house one way or the other. We're gonna put him in that house. You know what I mean? We'll bury him in his new backyard. The resale value will plummet, so the taxes for his wife, she can keep paying that after he's dead, though. So that'll work out well. Well, anyways, yeah, he's currently MIA. He might join us. He might not. We'll find out. You heard Kat talk about the Phasmophobia update a little bit, which is cool. We're all excited to try it out, I think, except Desinoto, who's a piece of shit who'll never play that game.
Wow.
Yeah, it's okay. Keep eating your oranges. I'm Adam. Kat, you heard the guy who said, "Wow, that's Desinoto." Kevin's here. You'll hear him. Who wants to start with what they did? Kat, you go first. You just talked. I'm assuming Phasmophobia. Mm. Nice. No, I mean, something sucks. Mm. By a YouTuber? Yeah, care to shout them out? All right, you don't have to. All right, well, that's okay. All right, cool. Thank you. Kevin, you want to go next?
Yeah. I played Path of Exile 2. I played, I'm on Observation Duty 6. Played Shape of Dreams, the demo. And watched a movie with Adam. We watched The Gorge.
Hell yeah.
And that's about all I did.
Okay, cool. I'm assuming we're going to talk about The Gorge a little bit after this. So
yeah,
we'll just move on. I'll go next since Desinoto, you usually take a minute. Watch Severance. Fully caught up on that. I'm just watching it weekly. The episode that was this week, I think it was episode 8. Crazy. Learned a lot of things about Harmony, which is a person in the show. Second season is, I would say, very good. I think the first season was better. Just I feel like it was holding my attention way more. But also just because of how great that season finale was, I just might be blinded a little bit by that. But there were a few episodes this season already where I was like, holy shit, like this is crazy. And like the one that most recently happened, it's literally the lowest rated episode on IMDb, and I have no idea why. I think people thought it was a filler episode, but it gave so much information about so many things that are happening. So I question. But
Weird.
yeah, but also it was led by like a woman, and they didn't really show the main characters and whatever. I don't know, whatever. You know how the internet is. And then I played the RoboCop game. Still getting pretty far in that. Still liking it. Might beat it by next week. I was hoping to play more this weekend. I played a little bit on my Portal as I was watching some YouTube. Works fine on the Portal. I was just running around doing like some open crimes and stuff. And yeah, still very fun. Having a good time. I'm a little worried about some of the trophies. I should honestly look up a trophy or two because I feel like I know for a fact there's a couple trophies that are like mission tied and you can't like chapter select after you play the game, so you have to get it during that mission. I don't think I've passed the one that I've seen, and also there's a couple other ones where it's like at a certain place you have to get these that you go to often, but I don't know after you beat the game if that area is still available or if I'll have to unlock it by going through the game again or whatever. I know I can get to it pretty quick, but I just don't want to do that if I don't have to. So, we shall see. What else? Watch Survivor, second episode of the season. Still real good. Still a little bit boring. Still very boring, I'll be honest. I don't think the people on this season are interesting. I will say that there's one girl that's very aggressive, and I do not know how she's still there, but for some reason people are just letting her pass. But she's providing the most entertainment. So for right now, I'm like glad she's there. But yeah, nothing crazy there. I played Astrobot because the levels came out, or the one level came out on Thursday. Unlocked the new bot, which is crazy because I was at work Thursday. And then at on my lunch, I was going through Reddit and stuff, and I was like, oh my god, I haven't seen who the bot is, and this is like the first time in like over a week this is the first time since any of the DLC have come out where I haven't been spoiled on the bot. And then I did my normal things of going to like the news sites to look at stuff, and I go on Push Square, the PlayStation website, and literally the first article is, hey, look at this bot. And they just have a picture of them, and they're like, this person returns. And I'm like, you fuck. I was so mad. Literally right before that, I thought about texting the group being like, oh my god, I haven't been spoiled on the bot this week, which is crazy. And then I go to those sites first. I check a comic book site and I check a PlayStation site. If you ever notice, most of my links come from those two sites. And it's usually on my lunch during the work week because that's just what I normally look at. But I go to this site, and I'm like, you piece of shit, and I go to the comments on the site, and there were a couple people being like, what the fuck? Why did you didn't do this any other week? Why'd you do it this week? Like, what the hell? Then I watched Love is Blind, the rest of the marriages, and then the reunion episode was on Sunday. But I ended up watching it yesterday because it aired at like 9 p.m. on Sunday. And I was like, I'm not watching Love is Blind that late. 3 of the 4 marriages did not work out, which was not super unexpected. Wow. The reunion was boring and the worst reunion of the entire of the seasons that I've watched. I just don't think that the producers of the show and the host of the show really understand what people watch the show for. Like they were doing like it's the 5-year anniversary of the show, and they're like, these are the top 5 moments of the show, and they were the most boring clips that nobody cared for. That is like so trash, where it's like nobody thought this was top 5. Like I'm on the Love is Blind Reddit, all right. I haven't joined it, but I'm on it a lot, and people were like, these are the worst. And then a bunch of people have created their own edits of the top 5, and absolutely those are way better. Also, the drama was trash. Also, there's one guy who was on the show, did not find a match, and then like a bunch of allegations came out about him. Like not like 1 or 2, like 18 to like 25 allegations came out against him. Like hardcore stuff. Not like, oh, he's bad, he doesn't tip or whatever. Like Genesis. He doesn't, it's whatever. But it was like really awful things, and he was at the reunion, and I'm like, how the fuck? They really got to start doing background checks on these people. Like, how are you not figuring this out? And then a couple people in the reunion, it was like, oh, you were shit the entire time, and you're okay with how shit you are. But a lot of the ladies are calling them out, And there's just a lot of drama on that show, which is not unexpected, but it's like whatever. Let's see. The next thing I did a lot this week, so excuse me. I'm gonna try to get through a couple of these quick. I watched Reacher, new episode. Still good. Still liking the season a lot. And then I also watched the first 2 episodes of the show because my mom started to watch it. And I was like, yeah, I'll watch it with you. And I watched one, and then she was like, I'll watch another one. I was like, all right, I'll watch. I was eating. I was like, whatever. Got my fish fry on Friday, and I was watching that. So I'm caught up in that, still liking it. And then something Desinoto. I don't know if you saw this. I watched The Many Saints of Newark, the Sopranos movie.
I didn't get to watch it yet.
Don't. It's boring. I'm gonna tell you the one thing you learn from it. If you don't mind.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. So this movie is about Chris's dad. So Moltisanti means many saints. So that's why it's called The Many Saints of Newark. It's a bad title for a movie. Just want to throw that out there. But it's a nice little niche joke for The Sopranos.
Yeah.
Michael Gandolfini, he plays young Tony Soprano. I mean, teenage Tony Soprano. Young Tony Soprano is played by somebody else. And every trailer was like, this is the movie about the man that made Tony Soprano, Dickie Moltisanti. And I'm like, I'm so excited to see who Dickie is and like how he influenced Tony. The movie is 2 hours and 7 minutes. I remember that. All right. Dickie and Tony interacted for maybe about 4 minutes of the movie.
What?
There is very little Tony and Dickie in this movie. And when there is Tony and Dickie, it's mostly Dickie going, go away, because he's just a kid. And I do not understand, like, anything about that. There was a subplot about the guy named Harold, a black guy, which was cool to see. But I'm like, why are you here? Like, I don't get it. Also, Dickie, super mean to Uncle June. Super mean to him. Just super mean. Just making fun of him, busting his balls about everything. Uncle June has him killed. Uncle June pays a guy to kill Dickie Moltisanti. So the person who killed Chris's dad is a guy that Uncle June paid. But nobody figures it out in the movie. The one thing that's really cool about this movie is the very ending. After Dickie dies, he's in his coffin, and teenage Tony goes up to him, and then he like, the camera like pans down, and Tony gives like a pinky promise to Dickie. I think they mentioned that once earlier in the movie. Honestly, I did not know the meaning of the pinky promise. It's really not effective. This movie is not great. Then they hook pinkies, even though he's dead. Don't understand that. And then the theme song to The Sopranos starts playing. And I'm like, okay, I'm in. And then Christopher, the actor for Christopher, starts talking and goes, and that was the story of Tony Soprano, the man I went to hell for. And the movie also opens up with Christopher talking about how like he died for this man after he was snuffed out by him. And it's like, why the fuck is Christopher narrating this movie? What does this have anything to do with him? But then at the end, when he says the man I went to hell for, which is a killer line, I go, that's why they made this movie. And then I went online. I went on the Reddit for Sopranos because that's just what I do now. And I don't think there's one Sopranos person who's like, this movie is fantastic. It did not feel like The Sopranos. I would say the acting is pretty good. A couple standouts for me. The guy who played Uncle June, I thought he did a fantastic job. He's not in it much, which kind of makes the whole twist at the end kind of like wild, but at the same time, you feel it building.
Right.
But then the guy who plays Silvio is doing an impression of Silvio, and he's nailing it, but it almost feels like an SNL sketch. The guy who plays Paulie is wearing the most fake nose in the world, which is weird. But also, very good at playing Paulie. Does not feel like SNL. It feels a little underplayed, but I like it. Also, he never goes, oh, but which was a little disappointing. But yeah, Many Saints of Newark. I think I gave it like a 6 on my scale, 6 out of 10.
Okay.
I did not care for it. I'm not upset I watched it, but if I can go back in time and choose not to watch it, I'd be like, you don't need to watch this. Just look up a synopsis. It was just not great. It's not great at all. So, yeah.
Okay.
Then I watched The Righteous Gemstones. I did a lot. I got 3 more things after this.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I know. Righteous Gemstones, season 4 started. A great show. It's with John Goodman, Danny McBride. It's very funny. It's about like a super religious, or not like super. They're like this mega church religious family. It's making fun of them, but also it doesn't like. It's not punching down to if you're religious. It punches up to those mega church people. So it's like a really scummy family just profiteering off God. It's very funny. It's on Max. Season 4 just started, and it took a very different direction, but I like where it's going. I won't give that away in case anybody's curious about watching it. And then Daredevil. I just watched the most recent episode. I'm up to episode 3 of that, so that's where it's up now. Daredevil Born Again on Disney Plus. I still think it's really good. Every episode I'm like, oh my god, like this one person's gonna be pissed, and if you're watching the show and you know the comics, you're gonna be like, yes he is. He's gonna be real pissed when he shows up. I won't give anything away because I know Kevin wants to watch it, and also I just don't feel like talking about that. And then another thing I watched over the last couple days, Sonic 3, the movie.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I love the first movie, love the second movie, and I love this third movie. I thought the third movie is really funny.
Yeah.
A little upset Genesis isn't here, so I could be like, he picks up that gun just to threaten Sonic, and then he like throws it down. Like it's not it's not ever brought up again.
Nothing.
Literally, yeah, it's literally a nod to fans, and it looks cool on a poster. But then he throws it down because he's more of a weapon than a gun. So,
Yeah.
Jane from Breaking Bad did nothing in that movie. She literally gives a key card back to James Marsden to Scott at Walters, and then she's gone for the rest of the movie. Jim Carrey is great in these still. Love Jim Carrey in these. He's so funny. Agent Stone, like shaving his head and giving him that rose, made me laugh so hard. Like when they were doing the makeover. Just really funny. The grandpa Eggman, I forget his name, Gerald Robotnik. He gets a sonic quill up his ass and goes into the chaos laser and just goes beep. Like it's so funny how he's done. The action was great. As I was watching it, I was like, wow, this guy who directed this could be a director of a live-action Dragon Ball movie or something. Because some of the action scenes, like especially with Sonic and Shadow fighting, like real good.
Really good. Really good.
Also, R.I.P. to my girl Maria. Very one-note character, but the actress who played her, very good, very sad, everything that happened with her. Kind of sad that's what Gerald was about too. Like, it's crazy, absolutely crazy. Yeah, I really liked it. I thought it was really enjoyable. I thought it was funny.
Yeah, I think they upped the comedy compared to the last ones too. With this one,
I think 1 and 2 were funnier than 3. I'll be honest.
Oh,
yeah. 1 was so funny in almost every scene that Agent Stone and Robotnik were in, and even like Donut Lord and Dwayne and all that. In 2, that wedding scene is still the funniest thing I've seen in a movie in like the longest time. That wedding scene is so funny. This is one of the rare movies where there's CGI characters, and in every CGI character movie, you're like, stop showing me real people, show me the CGI characters. I don't care about them. But in this movie, I go, where are the people? I need to see the people. Like I liked in this one that they brought back the sister and the sister-in-law because they use them as disguises to get into the building. And I'm like, that is so funny and a clever way to bring them in without shoehorning them in. Like, I love that so much because no way they would get involved again. Like, but yeah, I really enjoyed this one. There were a couple things where I was like, it was a little awkward, especially in the beginning between like Sonic, Tails, and Knuckles. How they were just so strange. And I still have to point out, I still think Tails sounds like a girl. I always thought Tails was a girl. I know that's wild to a lot of people. Because
he's voiced by one of the games too, so
it's the same voice actress.
Yeah.
It's the same one. But every time Tails speaks, I'm like, that's a woman. And I remember hearing Tails in the games and in the show. I used to watch the show. I didn't like the games, but I used to watch the animated show, like in the early 2000s. And I was like, Tails sounds like a woman. Like that's why I always thought Tails was a girl. And most of the time they call him Tails. They don't go, hey, guy. Like, so I'm like, whatever, you know, Tails per hour or whatever his name is. Per hour. I think it's per hour.
Per hour, yeah.
Yeah, but it's per hour, so so clever. Yeah, but yeah, the after credit scene, wild. Amy, what are you doing here? That's crazy. And then the other after credit scene, Shadow's alive, baby. Let's go. Can't wait. Yeah, really enjoyed it. Really enjoyed it. Can't wait for 4. Can't wait. Would love it.
Yep.
This is the only Sonic movie I never saw in theaters. Which is crazy, but whatever.
Yeah, the theater experience was crazy.
Yo, I bet.
And then me and Kat stayed after the credits and then after the post credits, and like nobody else was there. Everybody already left.
Crazy.
Like, is something else going to be, or something else going to be at the end of this? And then they showed Shadow. I'm like, yeah.
And then what's the last thing I did? The last thing I did was, Kevin, for you, I watched The Pit. I started The Pit on Max.
The Pit?
Oh, nice.
I also watched The Gorge with Kevin. We'll talk about that, though. I started The Pit, that the show on Max that is about the hospital. It's supposed to be like super medically accurate. Dr. Mike has reacted to it. Any doctor who has a YouTube channel has reacted to this show, just talking about how accurate this show is. And let me tell you something. I'm not a doctor, but this show's accurate as shit. Because I can't tell you how many times I'm watching this show. I've watched the first 2 episodes. I think there's 16 in the season, but it's airing weekly. So I think there's like 8 or 9 or 10 out at this point. But I watched the first 2, and Kevin, I know you'll appreciate this. Watching this show, I'm like, I feel like I'm watching Trauma Life in the ER. That's what I feel like I'm watching. There is a moment where they're like talking about an injury, and I'm like, oh, that sounds horrible. And then I see it, and I'm like, that's worse. That's way worse than I was expecting.
Is it the same part where Dr. Mike said the same thing? Where he was like, no, that's really bad. Don't show that. Don't show that. Oh, God,
yeah, 100%. Yeah. It's a degloving. It's awful, and I hate everything about it. Also, one thing I did not know about this show, each episode is 1 hour, and it takes place in 1 hour.
Oh, so it's like 24.
Yeah, it's exactly like 24, because episode 1 was the first hour, which was 7 a.m. to 8 a.m., and episode 2 was 8 a.m. to 9 a.m. And let me tell you, episode 2 is fucking heavy. It is heavy.
Oh, man, I'm excited.
If this podcast wasn't on, I'm going to tell you right now, I'd probably still be watching it if I didn't stop for Daredevil. But also, I just had to stop for mental health reasons. Because it fucking goes, man. It is like...
Say, so what if I interrupt
momentarily
here, what is... I don't know the word here. What's more, like, depicted / heavy, the overall like graphicness of it, or like the mental states of everybody, and like or are both depicted well?
So I wouldn't even say like it's so graphic that I have to look away all the time. It's graphic in a way where it's like if I saw this in real life, that's what it would look like. It's not there to
Okay,
be like
yeah,
gory. It's not there to
sure.
like make you sick. It's there to be like, this is what this looks like. It honestly just feels like a documentary is being made, and I shouldn't be here most of the
Oh,
time.
okay. Got it.
Because there's moments where like there's a doctor talking, and he's like, oh, yeah, like your grandfather here, like we're gonna have to intubate him, but his wishes aren't that, and the the children of the grandfather are like, or their dad, he's really old and he has
Hmm.
Alzheimer's, and they're like, we want to intubate him, and they're like describing this is bad, like he's
Yeah.
probably not going to survive, he's going to suffer, and they're like, we're just not ready, we'll just do it for a week, and he's like, and then he just like is like, I can fight this, but he has a million other things going on, and they don't have time to fight it, so he's like, I'm just gonna fucking do it. And it's wild. It is literally wild. There's moments where like it's like, oh, we're calm here, and people like start to separate, and I think this is just the Grey's Anatomy watcher in me. I'm just like, oh, we're about to go get people to have this serious conversation about personal life, and then
Yeah.
it goes to the next scene, and I'm like, what do we do,
Well,
what's happening here? Which is crazy because I know so much about these characters, but it comes up naturally. Like, I know one of them is like a daughter of someone else in the hospital. I just know so much information
bye.
about these people.
Right.
I know so much information about these people, but it's not in a way where it's being like shoved down my throat in like a Grey's Anatomy way. And I love Grey's Anatomy, don't get me wrong. I've seen almost every episode of that 20 season show. Like, Grey's Anatomy scratches an itch for me. But this show it's just wild. Again, trauma, life in the ER. It's like watching the first 48 where a detective will be working on something and you're like, this is fucking wild to watch. Like, I don't know how these people wake up every day and have all this knowledge, even though they're actors. But then they're doing all this stuff, and then they'll be like talking to the other doctors in between, just being like, yeah, I got lunch later today, and I was supposed to come. This one doctor's going to come over, and we might go golfing this weekend, but I don't think we're going to go. Oh, we got a GSW, we got the BP 180 over 84, and I'm like, what the fuck is happening? And then the one dude walks in, and he's like, gets scrubbed up and ready, and then a bunch of like random nurses come in. I'm like, where the fuck did you come from? And then they're talking and stuff, and the guy's like, all right, you got this, and they're like, yeah, and then he's like, all right, and then he takes all that shit off and walks over to the next one, and then the charge nurse comes over and was like, all right, hey, that test you wanted, it came back and it's not great. And he's like, oh fuck, I gotta go tell these people something. Then he goes over there, but then on his way there, he's like, hold on, I gotta stop somewhere. So he stops there, gives more information, stops another doctor, pulls him in. It's like, she burned her hand. What's going on with him? Meanwhile, this other dude's dealing with the trauma. I can't tell you, so much happened in the first 2 episodes, and it's honestly incredible. It is really
All
good.
right.
And if
Cool.
everybody in this show does not walk away with some kind of award, I'm gonna be shocked, because the main dude, Noah Wiley, in this show is crushing it as the doctor. And also, there's trauma going on with him. He's got issues, man, and they're not touching on it too much, but when they do touch on it, it's the most real person interactions of touching on it, and it's wild. Also, COVID is treated like the Vietnam War in this, and it's so
Really?
refreshing to see that, because there were so many shows where it was like, hey, like, hey, COVID's happening, blah blah blah. This is a show post COVID. Well, I mean, you know what I mean. But like,
Yeah.
they flash back for like maybe 10 seconds to when it was COVID, and they are in biohazard suits, and it looks fucking awful. And I remember watching this documentary on YouTube, or it was on some streaming service, might have been on Netflix, and it was about a hospital dealing with COVID. One of the first documentaries that came out, like during the pandemic. I think it was on Netflix. And they were talking, and they would literally go from room to room and be like, oh yeah, yeah. And then as the time went on, it was just like, we lost this one, we lost this one, we lost this one, we lost this one. Because everyone who came in there and then went on a ventilator, almost none of them woke up. And they had to have that conversation. And you literally saw the life drain out of each of these patients as well as the doctors. And it was fucking devastating to watch. And this show captures that in a 10-second glimpse of what the hell was happening between
Wow.
episode 1 and 2. And oh my God, I cannot wait to watch more of this. It is so good. Highly, highly recommend, Kevin. We were right. It's what we thought it would be.
Okay.
So,
Shit.
yeah.
I kind of want to like play catch up. Is this something we watch together?
No,
Okay.
I can't wait for you.
All right. That's
And I don't
fine.
recommend
I
you
watch
waiting
this
for
shit
me.
too. It sounds
I
good.
understand.
I know. We all have
Oh,
HBO
oh.
Max. So,
Hold on. Are we all racing each other? Is that how this is gonna work?
well,
out?
Destinoda, you got your own thing. Kevin, I don't think you got a profile on there anymore, so you can just use mine.
I already have yours all set up. Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, like, under my name. I think everybody else's is already taken. I think
I
the
usually
Dan.
use. I either use your. Do I use yours or do I? Is there one set up for Destinoda over here?
Yeah, there is.
Yeah, I think I'll watch on that.
Oh, okay, that's fine. That's fine. Yeah, Destinoda used to use mine, and then you and Genesis had the daddies, and then my dad started using that one, and then my dad
Oh, yeah.
lost it, and he also didn't notice that you guys were using it.
Nice.
But then he would be like, I don't remember watching that. I'm like, crazy, yeah, weird. But and then you guys weren't really watching much, but Destinoda was watching a billion things on it under my name,
Yeah.
and I was getting like, I don't watch any of this. Like, I'm like, all right, I'm just gonna delete this and create Destinoda's own profile. So I did, and Destinoda uses it quite often. So.
Got it.
But yeah, watch it wherever. I don't know, pick somebody.
Well, I was also thinking about getting the one pack, Disney, Hulu, and Max all together. So
Oh, is that a thing?
yeah, it is now
Oh.
a thing.
Wow. Welcome to TV, everybody. We're back to TV. We did it. We're back to
Because right
cable.
now, yeah, I know, right? Right now, I just have Disney, but I'm like, maybe I want the other ones. But Hulu sucks. I don't know.
Hulu sucks. I agree. I watch it on my PC and I have an ad blocker, so I don't get ads, which is nice.
Okay.
And also, it's way easier UI on PC than the TV. UI
I just
is,
don't like what they have on it. I think they just select
they have
some
newer
shit.
stuff, and I do like some stuff. It's hard to determine what's actually on it and what's not, which is kind of annoying. But I don't. That's one I don't pay for. That's one I get from the CCs. That couple get from them. And then Disney Plus I get from Genesis, and then I have Netflix, Max, and Prime. And then I also have a computer and I can Google stuff. I've never done that, so don't look into that. But I can.
I'll look into
So. No. Oh, I technically also have Apple TV, but I give that to the CCs, even though we did use that to watch The Gorge, and also I had to use it to watch the most recent episode of Severance, because the other Apple account, wink wink, I was using was not loading for some reason, and I was like, I'm just gonna fucking pull up my thing. And I was texting him, and he's like, why are you texting me? It's your account. I'm like, I don't know, man. Leave me alone. Like, I don't know. You know what I mean? Like, but yeah, Pitt, highly recommend. Real good. Real fun. I almost said funny. It's not funny. It's not even fun. I don't know why I said that. It's just real good.
It's going to be fun for Kevin.
You know what? Honestly, it's probably going to be fun for you. Because you're a sick man. But, yeah.
I am.
All right, Destinoda, what'd you do?
I have a question about that.
Oh, yeah.
Is it similar to the level of tension and chaos that there was in The Bear? Is that something?
Oh,
that's a
comparison. Oh boy, that is a great question. Wow. Genesis is never going to believe you had such a great question.
I haven't even seen the show, and I know this is going to be a good comparison. I'm ready.
So, oh boy, I got to think about this for a second. Hold on, give me a second.
Only because I saw the episodes, or you said by the hour of the day, and then you were like, there's so many things that happen in one episode. I'm like, The Bear.
Okay, you know the season 2 finale of The Bear?
Uh-huh.
where Carmy gets locked in the freezer and stuff.
Yeah.
Imagine that, but everything's
Freezer
going wrong.
Daddy.
Oh no.
So it's not quite overplayed dramatic like in the Bear. It's just like, imagine you're standing in the middle of a city's ER and you're just watching stuff, and you have all the best angles and you're just following everything and no one cares you're there. It's literally that.
I see.
Trauma life in the ER is the best way to explain it. It's like I would say, I mean this as the highest compliment. It's like a cleaner trauma life in the ER. It's about as clean as television gets for reality that is scripted. But it's still as close as to what's happening. Because I can't even imagine one day working here. Sometimes I look at people with professions like that and I go, if I quit, nobody would notice. Like, the world would continue spinning. If one of these people quit, that hospital's fucked. Like, there's also a hospital administrator like talking about shit, and the one guy gives her so much sass about like their approval ratings and stuff, and it is so funny. But I'm not laughing because I'm like, wow, that's a great response. Let's go check on this patient. I have concerns. Like, I feel like I'm a doctor, so in a way, I also feel like I'm a chef when I'm watching The Bear. And every time I'm watching The Bear and I make something, I go, I've bared something. And my mom's like, shut up, you're not. I can make a bowl of cereal, and then I'll be like, look at this. I could be on The Bear. And she's like, no, you can't. But, like, yeah, no, it's crazy. It is. I really can't recommend it enough. I think
Well, now I have
both
to
of
watch
you.
Severance and The Pit.
Yeah, so so Severance, I would say you would love Death Note. Kevin, you might like Severance. Again, I talked to you about this on Saturday.
Yeah.
Maybe, give it a shot if you want one day.
Yeah.
The Pit, there's no way either of you dislike The Pit. That's the best way to put that. It is not like a procedural. It is not like, Kevin, I know you hate all that garbage. There may be a relationship in here, but there's no fucking way it's going to be brought up. I can't. If the show has a scene where they go to have sex in a supply closet, I'll be very confused because it just does not seem like that type of show.
Okay.
So, which is a little disappointing. Some of the characters, very attractive. You know what I mean? I'd bang them all. They're doctors, they're heroes. I have to bang them all as my civic duty. But, like, I will say, though, Dr. King is a white lady, and it's Bryan Cranston's daughter as well, which is fun.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, she was in the plane episode of Breaking Bad. She's a student who asked the question of that made him like freak out and be like, yeah, this was nobody's fault. Things happen. So, and she's doing a great job. And I saw her and I was like, why do I know her? So, but yeah, no, I recommend this to you both. I highly recommend this to you both. That's all I did. Not much.
Nice. Riveting. Let's
thank you.
fucking go.
Desinoto, what'd you do? Unless you got other great questions.
No, that was the other one.
Great.
Let's see. I watched a handful of movies. The Gangster, the Cop, and the Devil. It's one of that. I bought a 4-pack Korean action movie thing
That sounded Korean.
on Vudu. Yeah, it's with Don Lee, of course. Except in this movie, he's not the good guy. He's a gangster. He's a bad guy. He's doing all the bad guy things, and he's so cool as the bad guy because he's always like the police chief or the investigator or some form of being the good person in this movie. But he's not a cop. He's a gangster. Real solid chemistry between the cop, him, and then this murdering psychopath that they're both trying to catch, and they end up joining forces, the gangsters, all like the entire gang of people from Don Lee's side and the cops form an alliance, and they work together to catch this serial killer dude who basically rear ends people, gets out of the car, pretends like nothing happened, and then silently goes to stab them multiple times with a knife. Very long one at that. Like a big old chef's knife. Yeah, really good Korean action movie. And then it has Don Lee in it too, so that makes it even better. Real solid, real good movie. All the way through, it's like 2 hours. I think like just a tad bit over 2 hours, but I was not bored the entire time. Engaged pretty much all the way through. Very entertaining.
Excuse me.
Cool.
And then next one we got here is The Next 3 Days with Russell Crowe. This came out a little while ago. It is an absolute nail biter, this movie. Kept me on the edge of my seat the entire fucking time. Because every time I thought this man was getting caught by the cops for trying to break his wife out of jail, he comes close to it, comes very close, and then something else happens. But pretty much he's playing the caring and loving husband of his wife who got arrested for the murder of her boss when she was just leaving a parking garage where she didn't even notice that her boss was like hitting on the floor because it was the next car over. And the whole movie is him trying to prove her innocence and eventually getting to the point where they couldn't get her out the conventional way, which is by, appeal and trial and all that. So he takes matters into his own hands. And obviously he doesn't know anything about this, so he reaches out to an actual person who did escape from jail, played by Liam Neeson, and he gets all the tips and all the advice and all that to try and get his wife out of jail. And it's a rocky road. It is a rocky road to start with because this man was just a college professor and knew nothing about all this stuff, like getting fake passports and IDs and social security numbers and just circumventing the police multiple times in a single area. It was crazy once we got to like the last 30 to 45 minutes of this movie. So that was really good. Absolute great thriller to watch. Next one was Trap, M. Night Shyamalan film. This father takes his daughter to a concert for this pop star.
The pop star is M. Night Shyamalan's real daughter.
Oh, it is?
Yep. That's why he made it,
okay.
so we can get her music out there.
Makes sense.
Love Josh Hartnett, though, so.
That was the father?
Yeah.
Okay. He plays a real good psychopath. Them facial expressions the entire time makes you feel so uncomfortable.
Real good actor. Retired a few years ago and came back not too long ago.
Okay.
Was almost Batman and Superman. Lost them both in the same year.
Wow.
Yeah.
Then he went to make this.
Some years passed and then he made this. He was also in The Bear.
Oh, he was? I don't...
Yeah, he plays
one of the uncles?
No, the new boyfriend of Richie's ex.
Oh.
That he met at the door.
Have to look this up.
Forget his name. The one she's getting married to. What are you looking up now?
Yeah. I was just checking. But I know I saw his face before from something. Apparently he's also in Black Mirror too.
Yeah, I believe that.
Yeah. But yeah, he takes his daughter to a concert, and it turns out he is the person that the FBI and SWAT are surrounding this concert stadium trying to find. And the whole time he's basically trying to figure out a way to escape. And that's essentially the rest of the movie, is he's trying to escape the grasp of the FBI, SWAT, and police force. And he keeps doing it over and over and over again. And it's crazy. Pretty good watch. I think not as good as the other two in comparison, but it was still a good little movie. It's on Netflix. And then the last thing I saw today was another Denzel film. I watched another Denzel film actually last night. What the hell was that one? He's on a ship. He's the XO on the ship. Crimson Tide. Older one with Gene Hackman. It's after the Cold War, and Russia is butting heads with the U.S. And he's on this submarine that's supposed to fire nuclear missiles towards Russia because they are a huge threat. And I every time I watch a Denzel film, just questioning where he gets this prowess and this confidence and this just raw fucking talent to perform the way he does in every single movie. No matter what his role is, he's literally just a executive officer of this ship, and he's challenging the captain.
Wild to watch a Gene Hackman film.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he died.
What was that? Oh.
It was all over the news that he died.
Oh.
Him and his wife were both found dead along with a dog. Did you not hear about this?
No.
Last week, him and his wife were both found dead.
Oh my god.
Along with a dog. And then they found out that she died of the hantavirus, which is a virus from a rat. And then like a week later, he died of like a heart problem. He was like in his 90s.
God, yeah,
and had
95.
Alzheimer's.
Holy shit.
So yeah, and then he passed away. So she died. He lived with her for a week, and then he died.
That is terrible.
Yeah, no, absolutely awful for a man who's been in so many movies. Superman, man, that's fucking Lex Luthor.
Wow.
I thought you watched it because of that.
Old. No, I just watched it because it's a Denzel movie. I literally just looked up Denzel Washington movies online.
That one was probably trending because Gene Hackman.
Probably.
Also, James Gandolfini was in it. Nice.
Yeah, that too. That's also why I went to watch it.
Yeah.
Because he's in it, and I was like, oh, let me see his character.
Before he was Tony.
Yeah, before he was Tony. He didn't play like a huge role, but he was a good side character. Towards the end, he did because he led this coup for Gene Hackman because he was captain and he got put down in his quarters for acting out of line. So he led the coup to bring down Denzel back to his executive officer level. But great movie. So much tension. on a ship. There's so many people moving at once. Everything is like the coordination you need to run a ship like that is crazy. Multiple different intercoms and microphones being used to go to different parts of the ship at all times, and that was a lot of chaos. Crazy movie, but really good. And now Gene Hackman is gone. That sucks. I think if he died at 95, and this was from 1995, that makes us 30 years old. He was 30 years younger in this movie, which is still pretty like up there. Yeah, that was really good. And then the last one, another Denzel movie called The Hurricane. He plays a character of Reuben Hurricane Carter, a very famous boxer back in 1966, in the 1960s, wrongfully convicted of murder, and he was in prison for 20 years until, in the movie, this one kid who grew up in the same neighborhood as he did, he got picked up by these Canadians, very, very friendly Canadians, and just to make his life better, they gave him a better place to live, better schooling, better environment overall than what he would have gotten at home with his parents, because they were not very well off. They were pretty poor, and in a bad neighborhood. And he picked up the book written by Denzel in the movie, or Reuben Carter, and he gets inspired. He wants to go meet him. They start sending letters back and forth while he's in prison, and he basically is the catalyst for him to dig up all the old files and eventually get his conviction overturned by going to the federal court. After a long and arduous chain of trying to just figure out what the hell happened that night and who is responsible for making all the false claims and falsifying evidence and testimonies and all this shit. So another great Denzel film. He just keeps on coming. This is an older one too, so he looks a bit younger in this movie. But you don't stop putting out bangers. I don't know how he does it. I don't know. I just gotta buy like a collection of all his movies one of these days and just sit down and watch them all. Such variety too.
Mm-hmm.
And we probably already said it before. One of the most talented actors I've ever seen in my life.
One of the greatest actors who've ever lived, I'd say.
Yeah, absolutely.
I don't think that opinion is shocking to anybody. Or...
Nope. Absolutely deserving of that title and much more.
Yeah, literally a man who's created his own method. Like, there's nobody else who does the same thing he does.
Nope. Absolutely not. I wonder what he's well, he just did that Gladiator 2 movie. I don't know.
Yeah, and that movie sucked, but he's fucking amazing in it.
Of course he is, because he can't be bad.
Yeah, my whole thing of that movie was I hated every single thing about that movie except Denzel, but he shouldn't have been in it because his character literally is cool and all, but that movie just shouldn't exist just based on what it is and what it does.
Oh, that's unfortunate. I might just watch it just to see his part.
No, you should watch it. You would. Have you seen the first Gladiator?
No.
First of all, watch Gladiator. And if you
Okay.
can, watch the extended cut that has more politics. Honestly, you might not want to, but I love that version. The first Gladiator, again, I will say this, one of my favorite movies of all time. In my top 10, in
Oh,
my top
Joaquin
5.
Phoenix is here too.
Yeah, oh, piece of shit in that movie. Everything about that movie, if you ever look into the history of it, it should not exist. And when it exists, it should not have come out the way it did because it just
Mm.
all fell apart. But honestly, I'm telling you, watch that. Watch Gladiator 2. Ignore every shitty thing about Gladiator 2. But every single scene Denzel is in, you're like, this fucking guy knows how to act. Holy shit.
Yeah.
Like, every time I was like, damn, I wish they just made a movie about this guy. Like, why do
Yeah,
they have
that
to
would have
connect it to
been
Gladiator? It's fucking
that
stupid.
would have been
God, I hate Gladiator
amazing.
2.
Well, how was Pedro in that movie? Because Pedro's in it too,
Forgettable.
right? Oh,
It's not because of Pedro.
just
Everything about
the
that movie is trash. But I mean, Denzel is his own person though.
yeah.
Like, I liked Pedro in it. Like, I didn't walk away going, "Wow," because Pedro was in it. I hate him. I'm just like, yeah, it's Pedro. Like, yeah, he's doing a good job. Like in the
Yeah,
role he's in, but his role
can't
sucks.
really do much more than what he was
Yeah,
doing.
because of how severely he's tied into the main plot, I do not care for his character. But Denzel's doing
Okay.
his own thing in that movie, and it's like, ah, fuck yeah, I'm in for this. It's crazy. It's
I'll
absolutely
have to do
crazy.
that then. Watch the first one then this one.
First
Because
one's
I do
great.
want to watch this.
First one's real good. I literally watched a scene of Gladiator right before this podcast.
Yeah.
I'm not even kidding.
Wow.
Just because
That's funny.
there's a scene in the very beginning of the movie where a guy says to his son, "Your failures as my son is my failures as your father," and I think that line is so cold. And every so often, people get earworms and songs stuck in their head. Every so often, I get a line from a movie stuck in my head. And that's one that's been just rattling my brain for a while. Kevin, why did you leave? Where'd you go?
It was an accident. I apologize. I'm coming back.
Oh, I was just concerned that because I don't get notifications if somebody leaves the party
Mm.
because I block notifications because I'm streaming. So
Yeah.
I was just concerned.
No. Kevin was a dumb little man and clicked on the wrong thing. It's okay.
Also,
Dumb little man.
Genesis not coming.
Oh my god.
He is
Yeah, what the
unable.
hell?
Sure he is.
What do you say?
He said,
Unable?
Ugh. I got no space in my in-laws' house to do this cast. Everyone is asleep and my voice would echo at this point. I thought my in-laws would be awake. Apparently, his in-laws sleep at normal times, so. Oh no, what's happening?
Well, you know what he can do? He could drive over to the apartment and just sit there by himself. And nobody would.
Well, that would be weird. I don't know how far his in-laws live from his apartment.
Oh, like a minute. He could walk there.
Nah, he's not gonna be here. It's fine. He can take a week off. It's fine.
He could literally walk there right now. Or he could just came by me. I mean, what the hell? My door's open.
Interesting.
Oh well.
Is your door open? That's kind of weird.
Not right now. It's closed right now, but
Is it
can
locked?
be open. No. Well, the front door is. Not
Oh,
my
good,
bedroom.
good. Okay. Kevin and I were like, what's going on with the safety of this family? What is this,
He's leaving his
1973?
Oh, hold on. He's leaving his door open so that when Genesis kids walk out the front door, they can go in that door. You know?
Kevin, no. They're allowed to do that in Texas. Kids are allowed to roam in the streets.
Ooh, I don't know about that.
Never know what's in them grass down in
Yeah.
Texas.
We do now. Measles, apparently.
Oh,
I
hell
was just informed of that not too long ago.
Scorpions,
Oh, dear.
Spiders,
Spiders,
Spider-Mans.
hiccups. That's not a what?
What?
I don't know what I was trying to say, but it wasn't that.
Hickeys.
No, what? How do you put a hickey in the
Mm-mm-mm-mm.
grass? You hickey in the grass? How do you? What do you? I don't know how you do that. I don't know how you do that. Destino, you got anything else you did? You watch any more Denzels?
Uh, that was the only two Denzels I watched.
Okay,
You watch
Um,
any more Denzel?
it's a valid
if
question.
I, it is a valid question. He has so many movies. I was looking back on his timeline, and prior to I think 2000 or so, he was pumping out like 2 or 3 movies a year,
Yeah, yeah,
and now
he's
it's like one maybe 2 a year, or every other year almost, which is understandable. Not saying anything bad. I would just wanted to point out his frequency,
Opinions of the
which
man.
is
Oh
crazy.
no, stop.
Like putting out 2 to 3 movies a year, and probably most of them are great. Like, I do have to like dive deeper into his older stuff, but I'm pretty sure nothing's like below average.
This man's about to be like, I watched the YouTube Broadway episode of Denzel's first acting performance. And be like, yeah, man, sure, you do you, man, you do you. Prolific Broadway actor too, so
Yeah,
could do it.
yeah. But yeah, nothing else. I don't think. Um, yeah, yeah, I'm good. Oh, I've been reading more. I'm good.
Why? I mean, good, nice. What?
Tokyo Ghoul, the manga. I've been trying to get through all 14 volumes of this, and I've been finding time in the morning after we eat, before we start fasting, to read before I go back to sleep for about an hour. And yeah, I'm on volume 11 now. I went through like 3 or 4 volumes in the past couple
Wow.
weeks. Yeah. So about to start the second part of this manga pretty soon probably. Um, yeah, that was good.
That's cool.
Thanks.
We don't talk about books often on here. I don't think any of us really read because
Yeah, I'm
we're
not a big
retarded.
reader either. The only thing I will read is like the one book in like a couple years if I find it super gripping and interesting. Otherwise, I'll read manga if it's like Tokyo Ghoul, or if I want to like read Death Note again or something. Or
So I don't read often. I've read very few things in my life. I've read like the most things I've read like the Batman Begins novelization, the Dark Knight novelization. Don't judge me. Um, and I've read like the Time Machine and like I mean comics and graphic novels and stuff like that. But another thing I used to read a lot, especially in college, were marketing books. Like books mostly by Malcolm Gladwell. Big fan of Malcolm Gladwell. Don't judge me.
Hmm.
Um, Genesis isn't here, so I can talk about books. Um, so Malcolm Gladwell has a book. My favorite book of his is Outliers, but also the one he's most known for is a book called The Tipping Point, which I've referenced on this show a bunch. Um, I just never cite the book. I just say like, "Oh, I read this thing once," and it's literally The Tipping Point. It's an incredible book, and in October they came out with Revenge of the Tipping Point, which is a crazy concept to even think about because the tipping point is like there's one thing they just as an example of what the tipping point is in marketing, it's like the thing where hey, this song was in an episode of the show that's super popular. The next day on iTunes, that song explodes. That's the tipping point. Is that's what made it go that way. And there's a great example they use that actually was brought up not too long ago, criticizing Trump or something. I don't know. I don't really follow that shit anymore. But it was the whole issue with the subways being dangerous back in the 70s and 80s, and they ended up cleaning up the subways and crime rates fell. And people were like, "Oh, it's because we cleaned them up. Crime rates fell because nobody wants to do crime in a less if you're not going to do crime in a dirty or a non-dirty area. If it's clean, people will go there, so crime will go down because there's more witnesses, and like it's like, oh, okay, sure, like it's like that. And Revenge of the Tipping Point was supposed to be the opposite of, like, literally negating every point he made in the Tipping Point, which sounds so good, but I literally never read anymore. And I've been thinking about buying that book, and that's just a little rant I wanted to go on. So one of these days I might buy it, but
Maybe it's
also,
time.
yeah, also I'll never talk about this again. I don't read. That's for nerds. You know what I mean? I don't think anybody here even thinks I know how to read. You know what I mean? You fucking, you know what? Fuck it. I made all that up. You don't know anything about me.
You
See,
know how to read?
Kevin, shut up. Yeah, I read a little bit. I read How to Influence Friends. You know,
Oh.
I read Markers Tell Stories. You know that book? Good book. I own it.
Oh.
I got a Frederick Douglass. I've read that too. The Feed. You ever read that book? Read it in high school. Loved it. Bought it again. Read it again. Loved it.
I have, actually.
The Feed's real good. It's one of the books I always think about because it's like a if you don't know it, Kevin, there's more to you if Decinota's read it. It's about these kids, and like I think the year in the book is like in the 2020s, but the book was written in like 1996, and it's about these kids who get these brain implants that's basically smartphones, and they can Google everything, and it talks about like these meat factories where they're making like synthetic meat, and like they would literally go on highways and drive by these like square blocks of meat farms because they were just creating meat like that. And then it's just how the kids like and how they interact in their world, like the kind of drugs going around is basically like a VR thing. It's so interesting, and it's this book that when we talked about it in high school was like, oh, it's like it predicts the future because of how it's always been. But then my teacher was like, yeah, but also we can go back to the 1960s, and there's certain things that are just going to be true, like information is going to become more prevalent. That's like saying that now. It's like, yeah, we already know that. But in 40 years, they're going to be like, wow, information is even more prevalent than it was 40 years ago. So it's crazy how they saw that coming. Like, yeah, sure, maybe. Like, so it's crazy how like a lot of the history repeats itself in the exact same way and nobody noticed it, which is nuts. But yeah, The Feed I thought was really good. The Time Machine is way weirder than I thought. The movie's way better because the Time Machine book is never read the Time Machine book. It really changes your perspective on the movies. I just want to throw that out there. If anybody's ever seen the Time Machine movies, the one in the 60s is amazing. The 60s effects really hold up. And the one in the 2000s, guilty pleasure of mine, because a lot of people I don't think like it. It's not like a huge hit, but I love it. I think it's great. But the guy who wrote the book is a pervert. H.G. Wells.
Oh, great.
Yeah. He's like, hey, he goes to the future and he meets these people and they're so stupid, and then he falls in love with one and she's got the mentality of a child and she's underdeveloped like a child and she's sweet and innocent like a child, and it's like, all right, we need to what about her as a woman? What's about her as a woman? She's hairless like a child. No, please. It's like, all right, but the movie made it way better. Movies made it less weird. 60s one's still kind of weird. The 2000s one with Guy Pearce, amazing. Fucking love it. Orlando Jones, fucking love it. Fucking watch The Time Machine. I'm getting off. We're gonna watch The Time Machine. I watch that movie every year. Jeremy Irons, so good in that. Fucking What If, man. What If? If you saw it, you would know. Is it streaming anywhere? Destiny, do you do anything else?
No, that was it. I'm all good.
Alright, Kevin, you want to talk about the fucking movie we watched?
Sure.
Oh, the time machine's on Pluto. Look at that. Kevin, you want to start?
So we watched The Gorge. Uh, man, what an interesting ride of a movie that was.
What an interesting
Starts out
ride.
real good. The creature design is absolutely amazing. 11 out of 10. Real cool.
It deserves that 11.
Yeah, yeah. Creatures are real.
The setup, the
Yeah,
exposition, the setup, a lot of the acting in the beginning, then the creature
honestly, the
design.
entire beginning is really
The
solid.
entire beginning's really good. Like even the action set pieces, the cinematography's great. Like
Hmm.
the story leading up to it, real good. And then the creature designs are fucking phenomenal,
Hmm.
fantastic.
Hmm.
Now the issues,
Um,
nobody
yeah, well,
cares.
so the beginning, yeah, well, the beginning, they did a great job just getting into the meat and potatoes. They're like, listen, there's not a whole lot going on here. All right, we really don't have much of a story to tell, except like we're gonna learn most of it toward the end of the thing. If I guess there's not really that much to learn by that point, but like, it's real quick montages, and boom, you're in it. And honestly, works fantastically. Now, what's wrong with it? That's gonna vary from person to person. Um, I do not like the fact that these two characters actually like start to form a relationship here, but I hate this in a lot of things. Um, it just seems so, I don't know, it's rushed, feels kind of dumb. And then every single time there's a movie like this where it's like, oh my God, look at them, they're falling in love. You know they're gonna live. Something's gonna happen where one of them's gonna be like, "Oh no, I hope the other one's alive," and then in the final like 5 minutes of the movie, "Oh my God, you are alive!" Oh my God, I'm gonna be sick. Like, just let the fucking person die. How about that? Let's make it interesting ending for once. But no, we can't have that. But was it worth a watch? It was worth a watch. Am I gonna watch it again? Probably not, but who knows? It's definitely watchable. The 2 hours flew by. Um, oh, that's all I got.
All right. Well, I would like to point out that I'm okay with characters having a romantic interest in a movie, and I was telling Kevin that in the movie as we were watching it, and I was like, "Yeah, I'm good with this." I thought the actors had great chemistry. I don't think Kevin
Hmm.
disagrees
Hmm.
about that.
No.
Um, the movie just does like, hey, now that they're in love, they live. Oh, okay. Well, why? Like it
Yeah.
literally, it doesn't. It also doesn't commit to anything. Like, also, they're in love after one night. Like, I mean, technically they were talking for longer than that, but
No, yeah, it
like,
was more than unlike because I
yeah,
remember
well, they were talking and
January,
stuff, but they didn't hear each
February.
other's voice and stuff. But then they had sex, and then they were like, okay. Then the trauma starts, and then at the end they're like, "I love you." It's like, what? How? You know, you don't. You don't know that. You've only
Oh, well,
talked to this
Hollywood does
person.
so.
I know, but like I just didn't care for that. I think it could have worked, but they just didn't commit. There's also like a plot line where it's like we were down there, we could get infected. Nobody cares. Nobody gives a fuck. It's not mentioned. After they get out of there, they're like, in 5 days, if we don't have symptoms, we're okay. And then they don't say anything. Also, when the people are down there, my problem with the character design of the creatures is I don't think the designs were done when they were shooting the film. And the reason I say that is I pointed this out in the movie.
Yeah,
Not one person reacts to what the creatures look like. It is so confusing. Not one.
yeah.
These creatures are like plant that come to life and have taken over like human bones and stuff. And it is fucking creepy and it's cool and it's like cryptic. Not one time are they like, oh my god, like, oh,
What are
that's
they looking at?
horrifying. Yeah,
Yeah.
that looks gross. Or I know there's these stoic military people, but they nothing. Also, they're snipers. They're usually shooting people from hundreds of miles away. Not really, but like you know what I mean. But meanwhile, they're up close to everything, and they're like, pew, 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 pew. all right, we got to get over here. It's like, oh, great. I'm glad they're in the mission. But even at the end, they're not like, oh my God, that was fucking gross. Like, there's literally a point where Miles Teller is stuck to the ground and is about to be consumed by a plant. And he makes no sounds. He looks around like he's fucking covered in spaghetti. Like, I would not be sitting there like, yeah, all right, well, I gotta figure out how to get out of this. That's what he looks like. Like, he's not horrified or anything. And I'm like, what are you doing? What is the direction here? It really bothered me. That really bothered me. It's really a nitpick, comparatively to like what the plot does and how it falls apart at the end. I do think I still didn't understand why they had a chessboard. I was thinking about that.
Yeah.
Still don't get why they have a chessboard. Only one person's allowed there, but they have chessboards. Why? Where did they get that? Why did they have a two-person game? Why did they have a parachute?
Yeah.
There's a couple things where I'm like, this doesn't make any sense. How did that Jeep go up that wall?
Don't worry about that.
Like, I know how, but what the fuck? But yeah, creature designs real cool. Wasted movie, little disappointing. Yeah, Miles and Anya, great, good actors still, you know. So, yeah, I don't know. What did I give that? I forgot what I gave that.
I think we both said 7. Maybe you said 6.
I might have said 6. I gotta look. I wrote it down.
Oh, interesting.
I'm keeping track of what I'm watching this year, so I'm gonna write things
And I
down.
was just thinking about that too, and I'm like, fuck, it's already March.
You still start.
To keep track of the things I've been watching.
Why did this fucking go away? What is going on? Stop doing that. The Gorge. I gave it a 6 out of 10. I said watch with Kevin. It was fun in the beginning. Great exposition guy. Solid acting. Creature designs were awesome. I liked the love story at first. Ending was kind of bland BS. Kind of forgettable overall. 6 out of 10. I gave Many Saints of Newark a 6 out of 10 as well. I gave Love is Blind Season 5 a 6.5. Sonic 3 I gave an 8.
Hey.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's it so far. So crazy stuff.
Crazy.
Yeah. Crazy for you, so crazy. All right. Well, that's the Gorge. Any questions, Destinoto?
No.
Sounds great.
Cool. Cool. For former friend, now enemy of the show, Ponytail, he watched it and he posted on Facebook that he digged it. He said it worked for him more than it didn't, and I can see how you can get away with that, because I would say that's true for me as well. I just still didn't care for it. So cool. Great. Anybody got anything we're talking about this week? Kevin, I know you said some stuff.
I said stuff. We'll put it off. Put it off for a full cast.
This is a full cast.
Did we kill him?
This is a New York only podcast. He just doesn't know that yet.
Oh, yeah.
You fucking piece of shit. We got him. Also, Kevin, are you coming tomorrow?
I don't know.
All right, well. Great.
I don't know.
Great. I'm assuming Genesis already texted you and all that.
Yeah. And I think the only issue was the time.
It's at 7 now.
Yeah. So now it's.
What? He didn't message me that.
Yeah, it's at 7.
Yeah, unfortunately, because I'm gonna be fasting. The time to break the fast is like 7:15 or between 7:15 and 7:20. So I was like, by that time we'll get our food and then we'll, start eating. So.
Does that work for you, Kevin, or?
Yeah. Is that
worse? All right. Well, guess you got time to figure it out. All right. Well, I feel like there's something we can talk about. Nobody got nothing then?
Oh, I got stuff to talk about. That's right.
No, I know.
I
I
can
know
talk
you
about.
want
I can
Genesis
talk about
opinion.
another thing. No, I can talk
Oh
about
yeah.
another
Oh
thing.
what? Yeah. Bring it up. Bring it up.
I don't know where the fuck all this came from, but friggin' there's like 7 or 8 PSVR 2 announcement trailers just got posted today to the PlayStation channel on YouTube.
Oh.
Um, a few of them I threw in the chat because I was like, oh my god, it's all coming up, Kevin. Out of Sight VR. I think all these games have been out on like other platforms. They're just coming to PlayStation now.
Probably.
Out of Sight looks like a really good horror game where you are a teddy bear and your person, I guess, is this little girl who's blind. And she can't see anything, and you are, I guess, being like her eyes somehow. Don't question that. Um, but that looked really, really freaky and really Kevin, because Kevin likes horror games, and Among the Sleep was a freaking great game. Um, I don't know, it gave me Among the Sleep vibes for those that have played that or know what that is. Then Surviving Mars VR. Intrigued by this because I was like, well, Surviving Mars is like a freaking Sim City like game. So how the fuck do you do this in VR? I'm intrigued. Maybe you're just the person. Turns out you're the person, and you still have to do the same kind of thing where you set up like a fully autonomous mining operation and like settlement on Mars. And I'm here for it. I'm ready. Let's go. Is there a release date? No. Can I wishlist it? No. Sad. You can wishlist Out of Sight though. Then finally, Shadowgate, the Mines of Throck or Mythrock. Um, that's coming to PlayStation VR too. Really excited. Love Shadowgate games. Can't wait to be totally confused. As to what to do next. Or at least I hope it's like that. We're gonna find out. It looks a little more actiony than normal, but whatever. I'm sure I'm gonna enjoy it anyways. There were some other games too. There was like a robot thing that was a roguelike shooter that looked like it could be something, but I have a lot of roguelike shooters to get through, so I'm probably not going to get that right away. Um, and then Postal 2, I think, was one of the VR announcements as well.
Yep.
Freaking Hitman World of Assassination I got a announcement, or not announcement, it's been announced. It's got a release date? Had some sort of trailer. I forget what the hell it was that I read. Um, that Hitman World of Assassination VR is going to be a $10 DLC if you own the game. So that's kind of cool. I don't remember if I have that or not. But I'm also not really sure that I'm interested in it because, like, Hitman in VR, part of the fun is actually like walking around and hiding and all sort of shit. I don't feel like doing that in the confined space I live in. What the hell were the other games? There were so friggin' many. But anyway, like, I don't know, all out of nowhere, tons of freaking announcements for PSVR 2, um, which is, I guess, is a good time to do it because of the price drop.
Yeah, makes sense.
All right, so I got something about this. On
I'm
the
ready.
PlayStation blog, Out of Sight VR, RoboQuest VR, Surviving Mars, Pioneer, and more PSVR 2 games announced from Flat to VR Studios.
Oh, there
So
we go.
this
Yeah.
is a studio that literally takes flat games and makes them VR. So it's Out of
Oh.
Sight VR, RoboQuest VR, Shadowgate VR, Mines of Mythrock, Surviving Mars Pioneer VR, Wrath Aeon of Rune VR, and Postal 2 VR. It's literally what these people do. They're a newer studio,
So
so
it's Night Dive, but for VR.
Exactly. They're literally
That's
they
pretty
get
sweet.
the rights to games and they turn them into VR, which is a studio that Sony fucking needs.
Yeah.
So, but these people are also making them for like MetaQuest and stuff, so it's not like a PlayStation specific studio.
Yeah.
This is literally just
Not
what they
yet.
do. So, Yeah, also because you were sending these, and I'm like, what's going on? And I'm like, I bet the fucking blog is posting these. And I went to the blog, and there's an article, and I'm like, why do they think the blog is good? I just don't get it. Nobody goes to the blog.
No, nobody goes to PlayStation blog. I think the article I found was either Game Rant or like PC Gamer or some shit.
I look at literally video game news all day. I get Wario
Hmm.
Blue Sky things directly to my phone because I'm like, I still need that stuff. You never know.
Hmm.
I'm not going to the blog every day
Right.
because the blog mostly does not have new stuff. It's not for breaking news. Stop using the blog.
Hmm.
That's all I ask.
Nobody would be reading blogs
Even
anymore.
even when like a showcase happens, I don't go to the blog first because most of the time the blog has not much more information and other outlets do. I I don't understand the purpose of the blog anymore. The blog used to be great with stuff like that. It has nothing now. I don't get it. How do they not have the exclusive on things? And when they do, why do they have an exclusive on things? No one goes to it. Ugh, fucking blog. blog.us.playstation.com. In case you're
Oh, they
curious.
are the ones that also did Trombone Champ Unflattened. Oh,
Makes sense.
look at
Makes
that.
sense.
Apparently, they also did Half-Life 2.
Well,
Interesting. Look at that. The more you know.
the more you know. All right, cool, cool, cool. All right,
But
anything
yeah, I don't know.
else?
I was very excited.
Yeah, that's cool. It's exciting. Justin, do you got anything? You got anything you want to talk about? You ever think about that thing you wanted to talk about last week, but you couldn't remember the thing, so we said maybe next week?
Oh, I was trying to think about it and I did not. I was not able
Well,
to extract the information from my lost portion of the brain.
it's okay. It's okay.
Yeah, I think it was like a decent topic too. I was like, oh, let me
Shame. We'll never
bring
know.
this up.
Never know.
But so jam packed that week, and then I was like, well, and then I just ran out of my head.
Well, we might as well
Ran
talk
away.
about this thing. Did everybody watch the Last of Us 2 trailer? Or Last of Us Season 2
Mm-hmm.
trailer? Kevin, you watch the Last of Us
Yeah.
Season 2 trailer? Oh,
Oh
fuck.
Yes, I
yeah.
did.
Oh, my God.
Oh my god.
Okay.
The fuck.
There's one thing I want to mention. It's not a spoiler. It's just a game thing. So if you want to go in blind to Season 2 and you're listening, fucking look away, I guess. Kevin, you already know about these, so you
Look
won't.
away.
Yeah, don't worry. Don't worry.
But we're
Cover your...
listening.
No, look away. Um,
Okay.
There's a scene in this trailer that we see for a quick second where she's with the woman, and it's very red. And the woman
Yeah.
says, "Don't you know what he did?" And that scene in the game is very significant because where they are, spores are. And there's a scene earlier in the trailer where an infected is on the ground and something's coming out of its mouth and it looks like spores. And I'm like, are there fucking spores in this season? Did they add spores? I
Oh.
don't want to get my hopes up because I know that scene in the red is so important in the game to express spores because that scene is so. I don't want to ruin anything, but like, Destiny, you know what I'm talking about. That scene is so cool,
Yeah.
and it's like, oh fuck, like what's going on here? But I just, are there fucking spores? I want to, please, please be spores. Like the infection has evolved into spores. Maybe that's what they needed to do. Oh, I can't wait. Can't fucking wait.
Ooh.
Oh, I had to sneeze.
There
All
it is.
right,
Yes. Do it again.
cool. No,
Oh.
I either sneeze once, twice, or five. So
5. Okay.
yeah, I don't know. I don't do 3. I don't do
That's a
4.
lot.
It's
Oh
literally
my God, I
once.
would hate that.
It's most of the time it's once or twice.
Yeah.
It sucks though when I'm sick, because I'll sneeze once and then like 2 minutes will pass and then I'll sneeze once and then 2 minutes will pass and
Yeah.
then I'll sneeze once. A lot
That
of
is
people,
shit.
when they sneeze like 3 times. They're like achoo, 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 and it's over, and then they don't sneeze for like an hour. But when I sneeze, it's once, twice, or 5, which is weird.
Damn.
So and it's crazy. I always know when it's coming and I can do nothing about it. I can plug my nose and everything. It's still coming.
That freight train.
Like a freight train, Kevin. Like a freight train. But yeah, no, that trailer was incredible. The music in it,
So good.
the how they're expanding that world already. I can already see scenes like that weren't in the game, and like I'm in. Ellie does not look older, but I'm okay with it for right now.
Yeah.
For right now, I might change my mind in the show. Because it's supposed to be like 4 years, I think, 5 years, 5 years. So maybe it's a little different in the show. I don't know, but oh fuck. Also, we've seen this is again a Death thing. We've seen scenes at very different points in that game. So I'm a little confused at how they're going to tell this story.
Yeah. Yeah,
Are
that
we
order
jumping?
is
Are we seeing something in the beginning, or
completely like all over the place.
I can't wait. I can't wait. This better not be like a Christopher Nolan Memento. We just fucking see the beginning and the end and the beginning and the middle, like all over the place. But
Yeah.
I can't wait. April 13th can't come soon enough. It's gonna ruin our lives.
Oh.
I can't wait for our lives to be ruined.
Oh my God, ruin me, daddy.
What does Ellie say at the end of that trailer? Like, you swore? Oh,
You swore! Oh, God.
you
I
swore.
was losing it. I was losing it.
You swore. Ah!
God
Oh,
damn it.
yeah, but buy a box of
Oh,
tissues every
no.
week. It's cool to see. Cool to see Eugene. We never got to see him before, so now we get to see him. That's pretty exciting. Good stuff. Good stuff. Can't wait. Can't wait.
Oh my God.
All right. Well, anything else? Anybody see that AI thing that came out today?
No.
Oh, hold on.
You season 5.
Oh yeah, if you want to talk about
Oh
that,
my
you
God,
can.
this year's gonna be fucking crazy for TV shows and games. Already.
Yeah, in April's gonna blow me away because I got
God
Andor season 2 and I got Last of Us
damn.
season 2, and Andor is my favorite Star Wars property. Like it's just the best thing Star Wars has ever created. No offense to the original movies and the new movies, and offense to the newest movies. But Andor season 2 is gonna fucking knock me dead. I can't wait. And then I'm gonna be an emotional wreck. Fucking Andor is so good. God, I really want to rewatch Andor, but I'm always moving forward. I can't. So, and then games, Death Stranding 2. Destinota, you seem kind of interested in that now, but we'll talk about that more next
That
week, obviously.
music is so good. And the trailer. Oh, and I forgot I bought the original score for the game, the first one, way back when they put that out. And they had like so they had a full official score, and then they had the Low Roar as like a single record release.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so probably gonna end up buying the second game score because that music was crazy. Just the way he makes them trailers, I can't. Oh,
He's good at making a trailer. He knows what his people want.
Yeah.
So
And it like grabbed me and made me feel engaged when I had no clue at all what's going on, other than like, the everybody's connected and making all the
dudes.
connections and Baby and some of the characters and Solid Snake look alike, and it looks really cool. It's like a cool world to jump into.
Yeah. As someone who's played the first game for about an hour, not interested.
Oh yeah?
Yeah,
Good?
I watching. I got 3 minutes into that, and I was like, I don't have to fucking watch this. I'm turning this off.
Oh.
I'm just not a Kojima person. It's just not gonna happen. I don't like as much as I really want to try Metal Gear Solid Delta. I
Mhm.
just am worried because I'm just not interested in that world or this world or anything Kojima does.
Oh.
I just don't like him as a storyteller. I just don't like how he tells a story. Like,
I see.
it's just not for me, which is so disappointing because I want it to be for me.
All them actors he got in his game.
That doesn't matter to me. That's like an old Hollywood thing.
Hmm.
Um, some of my favorite actresses and actors in video games. I couldn't fucking tell you who they were before I saw them in a game. I didn't know who Nolan North was. So what does it
Yeah.
matter? Like, I'm not gonna be like, oh my god, Bradley Cooper's in a game. Oh, that's crazy. I gotta watch this or play this or whatever. It's like that has no interest to me. Like, oh, it's the guy from The Walking Dead. Oh, cool, great. I just learned a story about him. That one guy, the main guy from
Norman Reedus.
yeah, Norman Reed. I just learned a story about him, how he got fired from his job working at a bike, like a motorcycle shop or whatever. And he got like his friend was like, I'm going to this party, you want to come? And he's like, sure. So he goes there and he gets fucking plastered, like
Oh
absolutely
no.
so drunk. And he's like mad about his motorcycle boss or his ex-boss firing him and stuff. So he like climbs to the top of like this building at this party in Hollywood, and he's like standing above the pool, and he just screams for everybody's attention. And he just goes on this rant about how much he hates his fucking ex-boss and how much he hates everything that's happening right now and how shit's falling apart.
God.
And then he like calms down and he doesn't jump, he just climbs down. And then a producer at that party's like, hey, you're like pretty cool, like you want to like be in a movie? And he gets offered like commercials and like modeling gigs, and that's how he got his start in Hollywood.
Wow.
And I'm like, that's fucking crazy.
Because you got mad one time.
Because he got so mad but then he was up there and they were like, wow, he's great at speaking, like he's great at everything. And I'm like, then he was in the Boondock Saints. Like, what the fuck? So, yeah,
Wow.
crazy stuff. Yeah, right? Just learned that on Sunday night, Saturday night, I don't know, some night. But yeah. Anyways, the AI thing. It was all over the news today. Leaked internal Sony video uses Horizon's Aloy to show AI-powered PlayStation character prototype. So The Verge reported on this earlier. I'm reading I'm looking at an IGN article. I'm not going to read the whole thing because as I established earlier, can't read. I just look at some words and some things pop up. But the video was a like not like a super long thing of Aloy, and it was just an AI of her saying like, "Hello, I'm all right, just dealing with a sore throat. How have you been?" And it's just like this tech demo, and it's not Ashley Birch's voice. It's a robotic voice similar to the kind you get from any of the thousands text-to-speech voices, but they're trying to make it so they're trying to improve the AI. And everyone who saw this was like, "Oh God, dear God, no, God, no.
Mhm.
Including me.
Yep.
And one of the reasons I said, oh, God, no, dear God, no, is because Ashley Birch, who plays Aloy, is a staunch liberal. And I just want to point this out, that she is all for rights, and that does not limit the actors' rights. And she was huge into the protest for video game voice actors. So she potentially could see this and fucking quit. So please, Sony, stop it. Stop it right
Yeah, let's
now.
just like put the fucking brakes on that
That we
shit.
don't like. Hey, you want AI to make to write some of the dialogue? Sure, you do you, man. But to improve your dialogue, hey, if you feel like you could do it, go ahead. If you want AI to copy some code, yeah, have AI can work. AI's here, we might as well use it for stuff, you know. But voice acting, we don't need it. We don't need
The
that.
creative sphere, just keep it away.
Yeah,
Just
we
put it away.
it doesn't make any sense. Why would you even do this? Why is this a thing? Please,
Why is
dear
it
God,
even like
no.
leakable?
Yeah, I don't know. It's just like they want it to make it feel more personal, um, because
And it
that's
never will.
important for the younger audiences. And I don't know if they know this, but when I'm dealing with AI, it does not feel more personal at all. It feels more corporate. It's literally the opposite of personal.
Yeah,
It becomes impersonal.
in every sense.
Yeah, it's literally the worst way. It's I don't know. I don't know if they heard the word personal, but the very beginning of that word has a very key word in it called person. And AI is just not a person. You know what I mean? And I will say, like, hey,
As much as they want it to be, it will never be.
some years from now, AI could probably replace all of us. You know what I mean? All of us are gonna have robot girlfriends. You know what I mean? Decinoto and I especially, and we're gonna be living the dream. I'm gonna have an Anna de Armas looking one. Are you fucking kidding me? Hell yeah! The fuck do I need? You know what I mean? You're telling me I could be
Hell
with a
yeah.
lady who could never be pregnant and looks like Anna de Armas? Win, 100% win. I don't even
Oh
care.
boy.
I'll be like Lars and the real girl. I'll bring that girl everywhere. You know what I mean? But as long as Anna de Armas is okay with her likeness being used as my fuck toy, don't worry about that. If she's not, then I won't do it. You know what I mean? I'll move on to Jessica Alba or whatever. But like, as long as she's okay with it, really anyone, I'll move on. You know, um, the doctors from the pit. If they're my fuck toy, I'll use them. You know what I
Oh
mean?
no.
All of them. They're heroes.
All
I have to. But like, I just AI. We've talked about AI on here. Stop doing that.
Mhm.
For the love of God, stop doing that. And I also kind of. Anybody got anything to say about this?
Yeah. See the other thing I posted about Sony and
Kevin, I was
AI?
just about to jump into that before I said,
All right.
yeah.
Yeah. I'll let you continue to roll with it then.
Oh, okay. Um, so Kevin also shared that Sony patents new NPC system that replicates your play style. Um, Stop that? No, no. This is also part of this. They want it to feel more personal. Again, that's not how it works. For the love of God, no. Like, I can for all of the things I said about the other thing not working. For this one, I do see the idea of it. I get what they're trying to do. But also, no. Please, no. I
I don't
just.
understand how you get that to work. I don't understand where you apply this technology. Like, oh, we got AI is going to analyze your playstyle and give you co-op buddies to play with. Okay,
Yeah.
I'm confused. So are we talking like you're going to make a game like a Secret of Mana style game where you have potentially two AI partners that can be humans? Because if you are telling me that you're going to somehow make like AI better for a game like that when there's already AI controlling other members of like your party in an action RPG, great. Are you going to be able to do it? Fuck no. You're not going to be able to do it. In no way are you going to make AI any better than what they've like ever been. Because if it were possible, it already would have been done. Um, Like, the only way to make AI better is to make AI cheat. Which brings me to my next thing. So if this actually gets off the ground, that means I can what? Hop into Phasmophobia, and I'm gonna have AI partners. Look, I'm just picking a game, all right, to be difficult. So if you're gonna make AI that mimics my playstyle in Phasmophobia, and if my playstyle is I'm gonna go into a no evidence run, how does the AI help me without artificially cheating because it knows what the ghost is? What is the AI going to analyze everything and actually understand like what the ghost is supposed to do? Oh wait, even if you tell the AI how to analyze that, you would have to give it a percentage chance that it could be wrong. Otherwise, it's still not interpreting things. It knows. It's part of the fucking game. Like I just don't I don't understand how you can have an AI that's going to match a player's playstyle without actually cheating. Like what AI has beaten Dota 2 professional Dota 2 players? AI that can sit there and predict exactly what the person is going to be doing because the AI knows the user's inputs. That's how you beat a player. Because if you don't have the AI put into a position where it knows what the player is going to do next, the AI is not going to beat a professional level player. Period. You have to have that AI cheat. There is no way you can teach something to like maneuver and think and manipulate and everything like a truly professional MOBA player would do. Like how do you make an AI do the things that Faker does? Go ahead. Tell me all about it. Scope it for me. Like there's just no way. Now, if you made an AI that knew exactly what Faker was doing and has all his inputs and knows exactly where he's clicking his mouse to move to and everything else, so the AI can be like, oh, I know you plan to move exactly this far away from where you are right now in this direction. So if I use this skill and fire it right here, there is no possible way you can react fast enough to dodge it, and therefore I will hit you. And it makes it look like the AI is super skillful. It's not. It just knows that it can get away with that, and there is no way the player can react fast enough.
Yeah.
Like that's it. I don't understand how you make like AI mimic a good player or even like a player who's like I mean I guess it's not everybody. Maybe I'm picking too much of a like I don't know too top tier of a player to like compare all this to, but like what's wrong with just making a character? If you make I guess we'll go back to like the party thing, like a Dragon's Dogma or a Secret of Mana or whatever, where you have like these party members you can recruit and potentially have like a real player play it or an AI play it. If you're already designing the character, just make the fucking AI do what the character should do. The character's a ranger, uses a bow to attack at range. Like how much more do you have to do for that? I don't know. I mean I don't know. I'm done. I can't wrap my head around this at all.
So for me, the one thing I can relate it to is Gran Turismo 7 has Sophie. I've talked about it before on here. Sophie is an AI in Gran Turismo that is only on some tracks. They've expanded it ever since the game came out. And Sophie literally plays, and as other people play the races, Sophie learns. And it's literally not allowed to, like, it's not a design path that the car can follow. It has to go by the player's like direction. So it pretends like it's using a controller. It acts like it's like doing all the things. So it's got limitations, but since it's not a person, its reaction time is so quick. But people still keep beating it in lap times. And Sophie still learns and is taking over. So people go back and forth. And Gran Turismo players love Sophie so much because they don't like playing online. So they will play against Sophie and they think it's challenging. So
Okay.
in a way, I can
see that.
see, yeah, I could see AI working. And I kind of disagree with what you said about like if they could make AI in games better, then they would have already done it. I would say they have made AI better. It's just still not at a point where I'm like, I need AI to be way better than it was. Like, Resident Evil 4 remake came out. Was Ashley as stupid as she was in the 2004 game or 6 game, whatever the fuck that original game came out? I don't know. I would assume her AI was better.
Mm,
I don't know.
I think it was better.
Yeah.
Did they actually like do things? Because from what I remember, you're just like, fucking get in this chest. I'll be back.
Get in this dumpster. Hide in there till I come back.
Until you get into like the freaking, oh my god, I'm so mad. You get into like a cave thing, and you're like, climb the fucking ladder, and you're like trying to shoot the things at the top of the ladder, and she's like, pervert. And it's like, no, I'm not actually looking up your skirt. I'm trying to kill the thing that's about to rip your head off, alright? Can you shut
They
up
all
and climb the
say.
ladder?
That's what they all say.
I think a better comparison or thing to look at would probably be RE5, because that AI was shit. And if that's the direction we're going for the next remake, that would be really cool to see how they improve upon that, because it was so bad. You like had to play by yourself or with another friend, because the AI was just so bad.
Yeah. I remember a big improvement in AI from Last of Us 1 to Last of Us 2. Last of Us Part 2's AI is so much better than Part 1, and one of the disappointing things about the Last of Us Part 1 remake, or whatever the fuck it's called, is the AI is not, it doesn't seem that different from the original Last of Us. It has a lot of issues. But Last of Us Part 2, that fucking AI is fantastic. Like, but each Uncharted game, the AI got better. Like, I've always, I think we're still improving on AI. Of course, there's like backsteps and stuff, but I think we're still always improving on that. I don't know if we'll ever get to the point where it'll feel like I'm playing with another person. I'm going to say it doesn't, but I want to mention one thing. Marvel Rivals. Now, if you've played Marvel Rivals, and you played against the people, you're like, these people suck, or these people are great. And if you play against the bots, you don't know who you're playing against, because sometimes they suck and sometimes they're great. I can't tell you how many times when I was playing with Alex when we were doing Marvel Rivals, like towards the end of when we were doing it. He still plays it a lot. I don't. But we would be like, I want to play bots, because sometimes we would get a challenge and sometimes it would be like close, and sometimes it would be like we wiped the floor and we could not tell we were playing against bots if their names weren't clearly bots. Like, that was so incredible.
That's pretty cool.
Every time. It was like this I hate this fucking Hulk. He keeps killing me. I hate this Hulk. And Alex switched it before I even realized, and I was like, this fucking Hulk keeps killing me. And then I'm like, oh, the Hulk stopped killing me, and then I'm like, now it's Spider-Man. And I'm like, oh, it's the dude. He switched to Spider-Man. What the fuck? And then Alex was always killing that guy, and I'm like, this piece of shit. And then I'm killing Thor. I'm like, fuck this Thor. I'm fucking wrecking this Thor. Who cares about him? And it's like, oh shit, like, we were having a blast fighting those things. Like, you kidding me? That AI was great. Because again, some matches it was close, some matches it was all over the place. We could be close, but it never felt like we were fighting a computer. Which is shocking.
That is pretty shocking.
So, that's one of the AIs where I have to be like, holy shit, I have no idea what the hell they did with those ones. Because it was weird. It's real weird. So, that AI I could see being improved. Will it ever be like what it needs to be? I don't know. Maybe. Probably not. But everything could always be improved, so you never know.
I don't know. I think AI is fine the way it is, for the most part. And if you, I don't know, if you, like, okay, you brought up Uncharted. If, like, for whatever reason, they decided to implement this, whatever the hell tech they're working on, into, like, Uncharted for, say, Sully's AI, like, okay, thank you for making the game that much easier, I guess. Because in most single-player games where you have AI, like, alongside helping you, it's really about you. The AI along helping, well, trying to help you out, I guess, usually has a hell of a lot less damage if they're even allowed to kill anything. They'll stare at the wall. They'll shoot at random nothing. They won't like aim at an enemy properly at all. It'll just like give the illusion that they're actually fighting. If you're gonna actually like give me an AI that you can at least potentially claim is like competent and is gonna match my playstyle somehow or complement it or whatever, okay. I guess your game is gonna be a fucking cakewalk at that point. Unless, like, for some reason, enemy AI also improves, but enemy AI tends to be the best AI in any game to date. Because they spend more time on it and they limit the friendly AI.
Yeah, enemy AI is... A game is made or broken by the AI, the enemy AI.
And then if you go to Call of Duty, enemy AI cheats, you know? World at War, I'm looking at you, veteran. Oh, you're taking too long to progress. Grenades at your feet. How do these grenades get here? How? There's a cement wall next to you that goes 12 feet into the air.
The original Call of Duty did that too. Call of Duty Classic on the PlayStation 3, one of the hardest platinums ever got. Piece of shit. Piece of shit fucking game. I spent one weekend going through the veteran campaign, and for one chapter. Well, I spent the entire weekend, and I was like, never again. I'll never play a Call of Duty like this ever again. And I got that fucking platinum, and I was like, wait, what? I would literally spawn and then stand somewhere and get murdered immediately, and then spawn, stand somewhere and get murdered immediately, and be like, all right, where are these people? And be like, okay, I killed that one. All right, get murdered. All right, back to it. I'm back at it again. Like, it's bullshit.
Yeah.
But that wasn't even like a fun enemy AI.
No.
The enemy AI in the Fallout games, I would love for them to be improved.
Yeah, they're brain dead.
Exactly. That's where I think they can benefit from this type of technology. I would love for them
for co-op.
No, I know they said for co-op, but it said that was not the only use. And also, yeah, and also dog meat, useless. Other than carrying like 30 pounds of things, useless to me. You know what I mean? He never fucking did nothing. Nick?
I put him down.
No issues with Nick.
Oh my God, issues with Nick. Let's go.
Yeah, no issues with him. Great guy. Ride or die. I'd fuck him.
Yeah.
But like, he's a robot. It's not gay. Doesn't count. You can have a vagina. You know.
That's your only concern, huh?
Yeah, why?
All right.
All right, good talk. But yeah, like, come on. Like, give me... always improve the AI. You kidding me? I'll tell you what. I'll never get over... I know it's a small thing in Ghost of Tsushima when you become, like, super scary and then some of the enemies just go, fuck no, I'm not fighting you, and leave. Amazing. Just love that. And there's games where that couldn't have worked back in the day. Like, it just couldn't...
It did work back in the day.
Yeah. But, like, it just couldn't work.
Heroes of Might and Magic.
No, it was cooler than Ghosts. I mean, it also was in Batman and Arkham Asylum and stuff, but, like, it felt legit in Ghost. Because some people would be in mid-fight, and, like, some people would get scared. But then you keep fighting, and then all of a sudden it's like, oh, fuck, these people are now scared. Like, they had a tolerance. And it's like, oh, fuck, got them. Then there were certain enemy types that were like, they'll never get scared until you fucking chop one of their heads off, and then they're like, all right, I'm out. So you just walk in and just chop everybody's head off. Oh, so good. I just want to chop more heads off, you know what I mean?
Oh.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
In Ghost of Tsushima, not in real life. Don't worry about that.
No, in real life, I know what you mean.
All right, well, we got anything else? Anything crazy? Microsoft's going to have a handheld by the end of the year, apparently. Don't worry about that.
Whoa.
Everybody see
Can't wait for
that?
it to start fires.
Oh, dear Lord. Why would it do that?
I don't know.
He'll make sure of it.
They'll find a way. Wow, Microsoft
Okay,
finding a way.
Kevin will find and
The
make sure of it.
Xbox, the X logo gets branded in people's hands when the battery compartment explodes.
Yes,
The fuck?
By the way, I hate Microsoft, everybody. Can't wait to watch another thing of theirs fail. Company only fails now.
Well,
Not technically true, but all right, sure.
We'll see what happens when a game releases, if that ever happens.
Sure.
if a game ever releases ever again under my
Yeah.
watch.
Yeah, it's gonna be through me first.
I mean, they released like 4 games in the past like 9 months.
I'll
That was
allow it.
under Kevin's watch.
All in the 80s or 90s. Like, they're doing all right. They're figuring it out. The dominoes are finally falling.
We'll see.
But yeah, new next gen console 2027, and then handheld this year. So also
New next gen console in 2027.
yeah,
But also, if you're gonna make a game on it, it's also got to work on Xbox Series X
and S. Don't forget S.
and S. Yeah.
Also, I feel like what's that thing where you remember something but it's not the way it was?
Oh, the Mandela effect.
Yeah, Mandela effect. Thank you, Kevin. That was a horrible explanation by me, but you still figured it out.
I mean,
So
that's
Indiana
basically
Jones
what
and the
it is.
Great Circle is coming to
Mhm.
PS5. We already knew that. And
Okay.
there's like a leak that it's coming April 17th. And I'm like, I swear to God, when it was at that game, when I was at the game show last year, when it was announced for PS5, I swear to God it said April.
I don't think it said anything.
No, it didn't. But for some reason, I always thought it said April. So when these things were coming out, like, is it coming out in April? I'm like, yes. What the fuck? And then I just kept seeing articles, and I'm like, what is everybody stupid? And then I realized that they never said April. I just always thought it was April.
I think that's not really the Mandela effect, but yeah.
It's the Mandela effect. I remember it having April there.
I guess. I think the Mandela effect is overused. Either that, or I don't understand the point of it. Because people are like, oh my god, the Mandela effect. Oh,
Like the Berenstain Bears.
Fred from
Berenstain
fucking
Bears.
yeah. See, that's a real one.
Yeah. And I thought it said its release date. But it didn't say release date.
It's not like the same thing though.
How's it not the same thing? Because I think information's there, but it's not there?
Well, no, because everybody said the Berenstain Bears. And apparently it was Berenstain, or whatever the hell.
Yeah, it's always been
there's
Berenstain.
an A in there.
Yeah. Not apparently,
Yeah, but-
it is. It always has been an 8.
Okay. But what you're saying is, if I watched a trailer and I was like, oh, okay, that's coming to Xbox, but it's not actually coming to Xbox, what is my own Mandela effect because I'm just fucking stupid and can't read?
No, that's not what I'm saying. That would be different.
How's that different?
Because what I'm not arguing where it's going. I swear it said something.
What the fuck is happening right now?
I don't know. Destino's blowing on stuff. Don't worry about that.
Oh, okay.
He's probably playing NES or something. I don't know. But like, for some reason, I swear to God, I would bet my life that it said April.
I mean, all right.
But for some reason, it didn't. And I've just imagined that. So I would think that's the Mandela effect, but maybe not.
I don't know. I think
everybody thought
because
Nelson
I
Mandela
always
died in
watch
prison,
these.
but he didn't.
I mean, sure.
That's what
Yeah.
it's named for.
Fair.
So
I see like
R.I.P.
YouTube videos like, oh my god, look at these Mandela effects, and I'm like sitting there like, no, this is just people being dumb. The Kit Kat one is good, but all these other ones, no, you're just being
What's
stupid.
the Kit Kat one?
Is there a hyphen or isn't there?
Couldn't tell you. I don't think so.
There's none.
Oh, now he's getting high.
What's the answer?
I'm pretty sure there's none. I don't have Kit Kat. I just ran out of Kit Kats.
And people thought there was? I kind of see
Yeah,
why
I
you
did
could see
too.
where there was.
I did. I could have swore there was a hyphen in that logo.
The Berenstain Bears, that one always for me was Berenstain, because I remember a long time ago I was at a Scholastic book fair and I was like, Berenstain, what a stupid fucking name. And then kids would be talking about the Berenstain and I thought it was something different. And I was like, I don't know what the hell these people are talking about. And I remember a teacher being like, the Berenstain Bears, and I'm like, oh, I'm pretty sure it's Berenstain. Like, what? What are you doing? Like, you fucking idiot. Unless I don't know how to pronounce an A, but I'm pretty sure my name's not Edom. Like, come on, or Edim.
Edim.
Edim. Like, get out of here.
Yeah, here. I got a freaking picture of this. If I can fucking... Give me the picture. Thank you, ass.
Yes.
That's not the picture. That's a blue dot. The fuck is
He's
this?
got a
Nope.
blue dot. Look at him. He's got a blue dot.
There we go. Now I got it. Second.
Destinato, what's in your bed? Are those all books and shit? What's going on over there? Is that like a switch case and like
There
4
you go.
remotes and a mouse pad?
In
The fuck?
Yes. Yes.
That
A bunch
hyphen
of
looks
remotes.
wrong.
I remember it like that.
No, you don't. You shouldn't.
Yeah,
If
you should
anything, I would assume the T and the K were spaced with a little hyphen in between. Why would it overlap?
That's what I remember.
Oh, that looks terrible. I hate that.
Exactly looking like that.
I literally hate that. I don't know why you think that. Your brain's bad, Kevin. Get it fixed.
Get a new one.
Get a new one. Everyone who's ever thought about that, the more that I look at it, the more I hate it. You can barely see the T. You know what I mean? Like, it makes it look like a B.
Yeah.
Fair.
Ah, Jesus.
Jesus
Oh, it's
Christ.
making me sick. I gotta stop looking at that. That bothered me on a level I cannot explain. You know what I mean? It's just what's that? Oddly satisfying. The opposite of that is what happened to me there. It's like when
Yeah, I
Genesis
think-
looks at the pores of sponges.
Yeah. Apparently, Aeon has that issue too.
Cat.
Yeah. Cat.
Oh, with
Apparently
the
has that
holes.
issue. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I mean, I get it. I get why people don't like it. But, like, so, all right, well, cool. Kevin, you got anything else?
Apparently the movie Shazam was never a thing.
Shazam is a movie. I saw it in theaters.
1990.
Are you talking about the Shaq one or whatever?
Yeah.
Yeah. There was that movie with Shaq where he's like a wizard or something. Was it Shaq?
I don't know. I could have sworn Shazam was a movie though. That was not one that I liked. What?
You being like, I swore it was a movie I didn't like. So you imagined a movie you didn't like.
No,
This is
I
funny.
said I swear it was a movie. I don't know what I said. That wasn't what I meant to say. That wasn't what I meant to say. That's what I said.
Kazam. That's what the genie movie he was in was called.
Oh, it was Kazam. Okay.
Yeah. Wait. Oh, Sinbad is the person in the is the Shaq thing, or is the fucking what happened? Shazam. A lot of people think Sinbad is in Shazam, but it's actually Shaq in Kazam.
Yeah, that makes sense. I knew it was Shaq in the movie. I just thought the movie
Yeah.
was called Shazam.
I remember
Apparently,
Kazam, and I have seen Shazam with Zachary Levi, but that was before that came out after the Mandela effect.
Right.
Yeah, the Mandelas don't really get me often. I feel like there's one, but I'm gonna look up Mandela effects and see one.
That's what I was doing. We Are the Champions doesn't end with Of the World. Although that's just because there's more after that line.
There is more, yeah. It's a good place to end it, though. And also, a lot of radios cut it off there.
Yeah.
A lot of stations.
That's not really anybody's problem. Spotify probably cuts it off there too when you're doing the options.
Yeah, the Luke, I am your father. That one gets a lot of people. He doesn't say that. He says,
but
no,
I know that
am your
one.
Father.
Yeah. No, I am your father. That gets everybody because everything that references that scene
says Luke, I am your father.
For Luke. Yeah.
Well, yeah, it's way easier to say one line than two lines.
Mm-hmm.
So, or even more than that, because for context, it's so hard.
Right.
So, I understand why that happened. Monopoly Man doesn't have a monocle. Excuse me?
Yeah, that one I don't know.
That's Pringles.
Yeah.
Pringles has a monocle.
Mm-hmm. And Mr. Peanut.
Mr. Peanut's dead.
Wow. Okay.
Remember?
No.
He died in a Super Bowl commercial.
Oh, okay. Interesting. Just to know, what'd you do? Why'd you kill Mr. Peanut?
Shaggy having an Adam's apple? Shaggy from Scooby-Doo having a big Adam's apple. Turns out not a thing. Mickey having suspenders? Nope. Cap'n Crunch instead of Captain?
Cap'n?
Yeah, it's C-A-P''N.
Oh.
Tony the Tiger's nose is blue.
There's one with Fruit of the Loom too, isn't there?
Yeah, there is.
I forget what the hell that one was.
Jif, not Jiffy.
Oh, there was never a cornucopia with Fruit of the Loom. That was the one.
Curious George's tail. There never was one. Yeah, it looks weird. Why would... Okay. Breathe happy Febreze. Why would it be Febreze?
I don't know.
Like F-U Breeze?
No, F-E-B-R-E-Z-E. Who thought it was Febreze? Isn't it F-A?
No, isn't it? It's F-E-B-R-E-E-Z-E.
No, there's only one E.
We had 3 different ways. That's funny.
What is F-E? Huh.
F-E-B-R-E-Z-E. There have never been double E's. Get fucking wrecked, Desonoto.
But it's Breeze. What the hell, man? Stupid companies.
This is why nobody can spell words.
Yeah, it's all the fucking company's fault. They started all of it.
Yeah, get more
They're
aggressive.
the root cause.
There's no T in Skechers.
Time to burn their fucking buildings down.
Why would anyone think there was a T?
Well, sketch has a T.
Oh yeah, alright. I guess it's yeah.
Man, there it is again.
How do you spell fruit?
Fruit
Spell
Loops
what?
was a good one because I was like, I don't fucking remember. I've never looked at one of those boxes that close.
Oh, FROOT?
Yep. Yeah.
It is
Oop.
okay.
Oop.
Everybody thought it
I
was
figured they did the
UIT.
O's. I figured it was the O's because they could do the stupid the cereal pieces then.
Pikachu's tail.
Yeah, I don't understand Pikachu's tail.
Ugh! That fucking Kit Kat one. Ugh.
You're a Kit Kat one. You know what I mean?
I don't remember the brown thing in the Fruit of the Loom logo.
The cornucopia? That's
Yeah.
what it's called. Why is there a Where's Waldo one? When the fuck do you think Waldo had a goddamn umbrella? The whole point was that he had a cane and a hat because you found the cane and the hat all over the fucking ground. You ever do one of these books? Pieces of shit.
Oh, this one just is a mistake. The double stuff Oreo doesn't have an extra F in stuff. It's just one F.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. It's always been that
They
way.
just spelled it wrong.
Yeah.
Everyone thinks Mona Lisa had a more obvious smile. No.
A more obvious smile.
The Flintstones.
What?
The Flintstones.
What about the Flintstones?
People forget the other T.
What other T?
FLINTSTONES.
How do you not know that there's two T's in Flintstones?
Well, because people say Flintstones.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't. The
You said what
Flintstones.
other T?
Yeah, I was thought there had been a third one.
Oh. The Flintstones.
The Flintstones. I don't know, I've always said it with a T. Flintstones.
We're going to need a bigger
Let's say
boat as you're going to
Flintstones,
need a
that's weird.
bigger boat. That's fun.
I don't even know what that's from. What the fuck?
Jaws.
Oh, we're gonna need a bigger boat, isn't it?
Nope.
Or
You're
is it
going to
your?
need a bigger boat.
Oh, really?
That
Oh,
one's misquoted in every movie.
got it. Oh, this is a good one. Whether or not Captain and Captain Crunch had eyebrows or not. Pretty sure he does, though. They're like way above his fucking eyes and somehow like in front of his hat.
Ed McMahon and Publishers Clearinghouse?
What?
We could see it clear as day. Ed McMahon handing families everywhere giant checks. But really, McMahon was never a spokesperson for the company. Instead, he worked for American Family Publishers, but he never handed anyone checks. His face was simply on the envelopes.
Interesting.
Who handed out at Publishers Clearinghouse checks?
I don't know. Somebody.
I knew it was an old white guy. Well, okay, whatever. Life is like a box of chocolates. But it's not. Life was like a box of chocolates.
Mm.
It
Chartreuse.
was like a box of chocolates and I ate them all. Fuck the chocolates.
Do you recall someone telling you that chartreuse is a magenta pink color?
Huh?
Do you know chartreuse, the color?
I don't. I know it's a color. I have no idea what
A
color
lot of
that
people
is.
think it's magenta pink, but it's actually a shade of green.
Not what I would have gone with.
Mia Mia on the wall. It's just magic mirror on the wall.
Yeah, magic mirror on the wall. Magic mirror on the wall. Who's the fairest one of all? Shut the fuck up and let me sleep.
It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood. It's a beautiful day in this neighborhood.
Really?
Yeah, in this neighborhood, not the neighborhood.
Never would have got that. Also, I was a child, so.
Beam me up, Scotty, was never said.
Oh, that's interesting. Huh.
Scotty, beam us up is the closest they ever got.
Interesting. Okay.
Toto, I don't think we're in Kansas anymore. It's not that line. It's Toto, I've got a feeling we're not in Kansas anymore.
Yeah, I knew something was wrong with the first one you said.
Lucy, you have some explaining to do. Explain that if you can, and Lucy splain. He never said, Lucy, you have some splaining to do?
What? He always says that. It's one of his
No.
lines.
Nope. He says, splain that if you can, and Lucy, splain. He never says, Lucy, you have some splaining to do.
Huh. Alright.
I'm sorry, this is just incorrect information. Number
What?
of U.S. states. Some people learning there were 51 or 52. Now, what? No.
That's not, I mean, yeah, see, that's
You
what I'm
just
talking
don't know
about.
that.
Yeah.
Play it again, Sam.
Oh, that's different, yeah.
Play it once, Sam, for old time's sake. Smokey Bear? Everyone thinks his name is Smokey the Bear. Kinda.
I mean, I don't think that's, people think that his name is Smokey the Bear. Well, I mean, I guess they would. I think you just called Smokey the Bear.
No, it's just Smokey Bear. There's no the.
No, but I mean, like, when people say Smokey the Bear.
Oh, yeah. They're like,
I think they're
he's
just
a bear.
clarifying.
Yeah.
Although there
this
was
is
that song.
This one's dumb.
Okay.
Tiananmen Square Tank Man. Some say he was run over and killed, but other sources show him unharmed. That's just, we don't know.
Yeah. What?
So that, okay.
I thought he was shot, personally, but...
I just learned about that. You know that one picture of that one, the U.S. soldier, like, killing the one Vietnamese guy? That famous photo?
No.
Oh, hold on. Let me see if I find it. Might even be a U.S. soldier. Forget what it's called.
Bitch slap.
Yeah.
I'll send it in the chat. This is going to be really weird for them to be like, what the fuck's going on here? What's going on in this chat? Picture of Josh Hartnett, the Death Stranding soundtrack. Like, what is going on in here?
I've never seen this before in my life.
You've never seen this
what do we
photo?
got?
No. Desinoti, have you seen this photo? Very famous photo.
I believe you. I've just never seen it.
No.
All right. Well, this is a very famous photo from the Vietnam War, where Vietnam soldiers executing a Vietnam man or Vietnamese man. And I just learned that the history of it is like, oh, I remember learning about it and being like, wow, what a horrible thing to happen. But I just learned that the reason they're killing that guy is because he killed like 6 people and some children.
Whoa.
And I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, no, that's fine. So, a lot of people didn't know Neil Armstrong died in August of 2012.
The fuck?
Not sure.
How was that a Mandela?
I don't know. People have strong opinions about when Mother Teresa was canonized as a saint. The real event happened in 2016, but many remember her entering sainthood in the 1990s when she was still a horrible human being, and I'm glad she's dead. I added that last part.
Good.
She sucked.
Beat her to death.
I remember my mom always being
Bring
like,
her
"Oh, she's
back
such
so
a
we can
nice woman,"
unsync
and I
it.
looked into her because I'm like, I didn't know anything about her, and I was like, "Oh, she sucks. She was literally awful. I'm glad she's dead."
What a saint.
Bring her back to life so we can beat her to death again.
A lot of people thought, no, let's not do that, but like, let's not take her out of the hell she's in. A lot of people thought Leonardo DiCaprio won an Oscar a long time before he won an Oscar in 2016.
Wow.
It's not. Okay.
Yep.
Wow. Creative.
Wow.
I'll give him
Wow.
that.
A lot of people think the Challenger
wow.
disaster happened in 84 or 85. People are just bad at time. That's
Yeah. Sounds about right.
a lot of people
Right,
remember
Sounds about right.
Charles
Thank you.
Lindbergh's infant son being kidnapped and thought the case went cold, but they found the body and sentenced the killer to death.
Oh. I didn't know that. I thought it was a cold case.
Yeah, no, they found the body and sentenced him to death.
You know what? Destinoto?
Yes.
I got a homework project for you. If you
Homework.
haven't already done it, watch The Spirit of St. Louis.
The movie?
Yep.
It is a movie.
Okay.
Let me know what you think. Man, I love that movie. Good movie. You ever see it, Adam?
Of course.
Nice.
Come on now.
Adam sees
Have either of you ever
all.
seen Master and Commander?
Yeah.
Adam, you've
I
seen it. What did you think
don't
of it,
think
Adam?
I have.
I liked it. I remember watching it back in the day and liking it. One of my friends was like, it was the greatest movie ever made. And I
Uh-huh.
was like, is it? And then I watched it and I was like, that was such a subpar film.
There was an article I recently
Not even
I
subpar,
saw
it was
the
fine.
title of. I didn't read it, but somebody was like, "Oh, this is one of the greatest war movies ever made," and I'm like, maybe it was. I don't remember. I remember I watched it. I remember my mom really liked it.
Remember all these things, but I don't know.
I mean, but to be fair, like the best war movie in like everybody's mind is gonna be something different because everybody wants something different out of a war movie. Like my favorite war movie is The Big Red One. Because
That
I
one's
go
really
more for
good.
the psychological aspects of war. Like Saving Private Ryan is a good movie. It's just not my kind of war movie. I still have yet to see Fury, and I'm sure I would love that movie.
I've seen Fury.
I've seen Fury as well. My opinion of that movie is I respect that movie for being what it is, and I think every character in that movie is irredeemable.
Oh, okay.
So it's a movie that has no protagonist in it.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, yeah, you're supposed to be I think you're supposed to be rooting for these people, and I don't. I don't like any of them.
Got it. People told me to watch it because of the tank combat.
My favorite
really
movie is
realistic.
American Sniper because of the fake baby.
Oh.
I'm just kidding. Chris Kyle was a terrible human being, and I'm glad he's dead. I don't know if I have a favorite war movie. I like Saving Private Ryan a lot. I know I'm not agreeing with Kevin. I love Inglourious Bastards. I wouldn't call that a war movie though. It's all in war, but like it's like barely a war movie. You know what I mean?
Defiance was another good movie.
I thought Defiance was okay.
I really like that movie.
Schindler's List,
Oh,
does
isn't
that
that
count
with,
as a war movie?
Daniel Craig. Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. I enjoyed that
That's
a
the
lot.
French
too.
Resistance, man.
I like that one.
Wait, were you talking Defiance, or did you mention another title? If you did mention another title,
Schindler's List. Does that count?
No.
I would count it as a war
Yeah.
movie, sure.
I mean,
I
it's
haven't seen the
happening
movie.
in war. I wouldn't really call
Yeah.
it a war movie though.
Oh, alright. I mean, I guess it really depends on what your definition of a war movie is. I mean, is like Fiddler on the Roof a war movie?
No.
Okay, and then I guess Schindler's List wouldn't be.
1917, I really liked.
I still haven't watched that.
I saw that. That was pretty good too.
I was gonna watch it after I watched Midway, but I never did. Dunkirk is really good.
Yeah.
I like Dunkirk. It's one of the few Christopher Nolans upon rewatch I don't think it improves.
Mm-hmm.
I have not watched it since, so.
I've seen it 6 times now, I think.
Wow.
I've watched it like 3 or 4.
You think it's improved, Kevin, or?
Same with Darkest Hour. I see now. I cried in the movie theater when I went to see it for the first time because that movie hits. So
It does.
for
It
me,
does
it
hit.
always hits.
Yeah.
It hits at 2 parts. For me anyway, the ending scene with the Spitfire on fire
Oh,
and
yep,
Winston Churchill in the background, and then when he's looking through like the fucking, I can't remember if it's a spyglass or binoculars or whatever the hell, and the one guy's like, "What is that?" And he's like,
Home.
"Yeah," it says home, and there's all like the civilian ships coming in. Oh,
Yeah.
I lost it.
Does Oppenheimer count?
I wouldn't call it a war movie.
Okay. You know what? I'm going The Patriot. Fuck it.
Oh, good movie.
I'll go The Patriot. I love
Yeah,
that.
that's a
Fucking
good movie.
Gladiator, you know what I mean? It starts with the war, you know? There's a war. First 15 minutes, it's a war.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and then it's a war for Rome, you know what I mean? Fuck. I wouldn't count that, though. What's that one with Tom Cruise that came out in, like, 2008?
Oh, Valkyrie?
Yeah, Valkyrie. I saw that in theaters. I
never
enjoyed
saw it.
that.
Yeah, that was good.
Wow, Kevin. I knew you would know.
Yeah.
That was good.
Even if I haven't seen it, I know a lot of war movies.
Yeah. Yeah, that one. I enjoyed that one. Jarhead bad.
Yeah, oh my god, tell me about it.
Behind Enemy Lines, not for me.
Oh, I liked that movie. That was a good movie. Jude Law did great.
Oh, We Were Soldiers I liked back in the day.
I've never seen that one.
That's another Mel Gibson.
I like a lot of the older war movies too, though. The Desert Fox is good.
Does The Imitation Game count?
Patton. See, no, that's like the same like vein as all those other things. Like, I guess okay, if The Imitation Game counts, so does Darkest Hour. I think they're both just like a thriller though, like a historical thriller or drama.
Yeah. There's another one. I can't think of what it is.
Describe it. I got you.
Though the dude's in a coma. Or like he's in the hospital for like a lot of it. And his face is all bandaged up. I watched it with Alex and Gohar a long time ago.
Was that Hacksaw Ridge?
No, it's old. It's
Okay.
older. It's like 70s
older.
or 80s.
Not All Quiet on the
Honestly, it
Western
might
Front.
even be like 60s or 50s. It's old.
I don't remember A Bridge Too Far, but I know that's a big one. Platoon?
No. Oh, Platoon's good, though. Platoon's fucking
good.
great. Platoon's my answer.
It's not Full Metal Jacket. What are they?
Oh, Full Metal Jacket's great, too, but that's not my answer.
God. Dude in a coma.
It's not like it might not be a coma, but it's like,
So
God,
what,
looking
he's in
this
the
up, I'm
hospital
just
and,
getting
like,
a lot
the
of
movie's,
real
like,
real footage.
Memories or what?
Oh man, I cannot remember. I just remember him being in the hospital and just him narrating and just being like, I'm fucking trapped here and my face hurts and whatever. Yeah, Googling this is just getting me a lot of pictures from Palestine, so
All right. Yep.
and Ukraine. So,
It's not the Thin Red Line.
no.
Red Badge of Courage? Is that a movie?
I don't know.
I'm just trying to name everything that's like big. It's not the Battle of the Bulge. Not Patton.
It's
Man, what a
old.
podcast. Or did you already stop
Yeah, it's
streaming?
still going. It's still going.
Oh.
I'll have to text Alex tomorrow. I didn't see Warhorse. Black Hawk Down, no thank you.
Johnny got his gun?
It might be that. It is that, I think.
I googled old war movie man narrates from hospital.
Yep. It's Johnny got his gun.
No.
Kevin, you'd better Google her.
Shut up. Shut up, Gemini.
Did they? Oh, what the fuck?
Shut up. Fucking AI piece of shit.
What the
Yeah,
fuck?
fucking AI, fucking shit.
Did they remake this?
Fucker, fuck.
Did they? The only thing I see is 1971.
There's a live theater performance with Ben McKenzie.
Oh.
If you know him, he's from the OC. He also played Commissioner Gordon in the Gotham TV show. He's also the voice of Batman in Batman Year One. Did a good job. My dad loves The Deer Hunter.
I've heard that's really good. I haven't seen that one either.
That's a movie you would love, Kevin.
I want to see the one Civil War movie. It's supposed to be really good too. I can't remember what the fuck it's called now. Oh, what the fuck is that?
There was one where I think Destinoda, you watch it. It's got Denzel in it in the Civil War. And Matthew Broderick. So is that Denzel? I think it's Denzel.
Not Gettysburg. Gods and Generals?
Glory is what I'm thinking of.
Yeah. Oh, okay. You're thinking of Glory.
Yeah,
No, I think I'm thinking
Denzel,
of this
Morgan,
Gods
Freeman,
and,
Matthew Broderick.
Gods and Generals, I think is the one that I wanted to see. With Jeff Daniels, Stephen Lane, and Kevin Conway.
Oh, what about Braveheart? We didn't even talk about Braveheart.
Oh, that's a good movie too.
That's a good movie too.
Oh,
yeah.
If we're getting into like medieval war, there's also fucking Kingdom of Heaven.
I do not like Kingdom of Heaven.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah. It's too long.
Okay, I see that.
I feel like I was there for like 7 hours. I think it's like 3.5 or something like that. It's so
a long movie. What the hell? Who's ripping through like the most serious Velcro?
That was a package here.
Oh, that makes sense.
Oh, this is cool. I bought the Armored Core 6 soundtrack on vinyl, and they gave me
vinyl me.
They gave me a mat to put onto my record player. Those like record mats. Yeah. I'll send a picture. Pretty cool.
He just reloaded a typewriter.
Reloaded.
I also really like the movie Mongol back in the day. If
Oh,
anybody's
no,
ever seen that.
I haven't seen it.
It's a period epic film about Genghis Khan.
Oh.
It's supposed to be a trilogy, but then it just kind of fell apart. So they only made one.
Okay.
It wasn't. I've rewatched it like some years after, and it just wasn't as good as I remembered.
Gotcha.
But it's got the one dude from Shogun in it. The scummy guy who you loved by the end. You didn't watch Shogun yet, I don't think. Fucking Shogun. I pick Shogun as my favorite war movie. I don't even care.
There is war scenes.
There's war. It's
Happens.
war enough.
It's war enough.
It's war enough.
It's war enough, you know? Charlie Wilson's
Fucking-
War.
There you go.
There you
Fucking,
go. Pick that.
Radio Vietnam, or the fuck is it called?
Good Morning. Oh, that one's good. That one's sad.
Mm-hmm.
It's real good. Wow, that's crazy to look at. It's crazy to look at.
Oh, Last Mohicans.
Not a Mohican guy.
Never saw Tears of the Sun.
Never,
I'm
neither
just
have
looking
I.
at lists at this point.
Apocalypse Now.
Never saw it. Wasn't
It was
really
good.
Interested. Yeah? Okay.
Yeah, I liked it.
Red Dawn. Never saw that. I feel like I would like that movie.
Is it the
China
Russia invades?
U.S. or whatever. Yeah. I think it was
Um,
Russia or China, but
it
yeah.
might be China. There's two now. Because they remade it with
the original with Patrick Swayze.
Yeah, I saw both.
Patrick Swayze and Charlie Sheen?
Oh,
No.
I don't think it's Charlie Sheen. It might be, but I don't know.
It is Charlie Sheen.
It is? Oh shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, because the new one is Chris Hemsworth
Yes.
and Josh Peck.
Hey,
Also
that's
never seen
cool.
Das Boot, the classic apparently.
Gosh,
I
Pat.
know of Das Boot in that alcohol movie.
Mm-hmm.
The Super Troopers people, they made another movie and they're like in a drinking competition. And
Rules
one
of
of 'em-
Engagement, was that good?
Rules of Engagement? Wasn't that a show?
No.
Kevin, Rules of Engagement was a show that ran from 2007 to 2013.
With Samuel L. Jackson and Tommy Lee Jones?
No, two couples and their single friends, all at different stages in the relationship, deal with the
No, this is a
complications
war
of dating,
movie.
commitment. I don't know this Rules of Engagement. Oh shit, yeah, in 2000.
And Ben Kingsley. And Guy
Yeah.
Pearce. A lot of names.
2 years later, Guy Pearce would go on to make The Time Machine. Hell yeah, baby, let's go. Guy Pearce was just up for an Oscar this year.
Oh, look at that.
Major Biggs, that's funny. Oh my god, and Bruce Greenwood? Wow, a lot of people in this.
Wow.
Wow, and Blair Underwood? What the fuck? This cast is stacked. Oh my
I know,
god,
right?
Sully! Sully from Uncharted is in this as a judge. Richard McGonigal? Fucking Ryan Hurst? What the fuck?
You gotta watch this movie now.
It's gonna be hard to replace like the show in my brain. You know what I mean?
The Life and Death of Colonel Blimp? The fuck? It's got an 8 out of 10 on IMDb. Hold on a minute.
All right, well, I'm going to end the episode. Thank you so much for joining us, everybody. It was a short episode because Genesis isn't
Yeah,
here.
well, a short episode.
Hey, shut up. Next week will be at 11, and from
Oh,
going
shit,
forward,
look at that vinyl.
it'll be 11.
Oh my
We're going to
god.
start 11 Eastern, 10
Oh,
Midwestern
that's
time.
nice. That's really nice.
10 Mountain time, 10
Yeah, right.
Midwestern time.
Longer,
That's
look
just
at it.
that's just a pad, the mat to
Oh, that's just
play.
a mat?
Yeah, I didn't actually
So-
open up the vinyl set yet.
2 hours and 54 minutes, boys. Look, we almost did 3.
Well, why
We've
you
done
stopping
3
then?
twice. We almost did it today. So hey. R.I.P. Genesis.
Quitter.
He'll be back next week. He'll be in a different country or whatever the fuck he's gonna be in. So
He will
Tune
be in a
in.
different country. Texas, I heard, is breaking away from the United States.
they're gonna
Going
team
out
up
to
with
the Gulf of
California.
America. It's gonna
Don't
team
call
up
it
with
that.
California.
So all right, Alex Garland. He saw the future.